Now let's move over to the Jack's new thing of trying to attach me to the Demoree Hadley case with some weird conspiracy, blah blah. So let's go ahead and get into that really quick. But let me give some shout outs before I get started. Shout out to Unicorn says, Danny, we know you be back there sharpening your sword before the show. Is always worth the wait. Thank you for your hard work. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mwah. Happy 25th month anniversary to you. Again, shout out to you. Happy 25th month anniversary. I appreciate the support. And also shout out to I don't want to use a name. Shout out to you. Happy 38 month anniversary. Y'all, something else. I appreciate the support. And thank you for dropping those swords. Again, happy anniversary to I don't want to use a name. Also, shout out to True Embrace. Happy 21 month anniversary to you. Again, shout out to you. Happy 21 month anniversary. I appreciate the support. Also, shout out to Anonymous. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Again, shout out to Anonymous for the Cash App. Also, shout out to Judy Coles for the Cash App as well. And I think I already said shout out to Tiffany Willis before, but yeah. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate the support. And everybody else, remember, support my channel for free just by what? Hitting that like button.
Almost from where she lived under false pretenses to get her to go along. Oh, and let's not forget, they knew exactly where she was every step of the way, because the other security team that lived across the street that had been following her and surveillancing her had a GPS on her car. Am I missing anything?
No, you got it right.
So yeah, now we got the sister of one of the people who's involved in this lawsuit, who helped orchestrate all of this unlawful detainment, using this image. And the footage belonged to Desiree Perez and was submitted to court.
Now, this is a thing that Jack is not getting, which I'm going to show y'all in just a second. She's trying to allege that there is some footage that only Desiree Perez has access to and had. And then because I posted footage a long time ago that was not blurred, I had access to the original one, and she had only access, and other creators only had access to the blurred one. And here's the thing. In the actual lawsuit, Demoree Hadley is trying to get sanctions on her mother, Desiree Perez, the CEO of RocNation. However, they did not do their research, as typical of certain people. People don't do their research. The actual footage that I presented weeks ago is actually a part of the actual lawsuit. If you know anything about Pacer and actual lawsuits, once you file a complaint, even if you later amend it, the original complaint is still going to be in place. You cannot edit it, you cannot change it, you cannot crop it, you can't do anything with the original complaint. The original file will still be there and dated and filed as that date. And what will happen is you can amend it, and then the new one will be a new docket number, and it will say amended complaint, and that will have your new complaint. Okay, and if something is ever taken down, it will show that it was struck down or whatever else. With that being said, the video I played from the Demoree Hadley case is actually from the original complaint, and also it's also attached to the. It's actually attached to the actual original and amended. It's just that the amended is not really a clickable link. The link is error when clicking the link. Okay. So let's go ahead and show y'all this right here. Right here is the actual complaint, the original complaint for the Demoree Hadley case. But this is the one that Desiree Perez filed herself. And if you scroll down right here, she has a safe link. It has safe link right there. And it's on page 29 of this complaint. Press 1 if you actually see that link, that safe link right there. And hold on. If you actually go to the safe link, hold on. If you actually go to the safe link, it actually has the videos right here. It has the videos, okay? That you can actually view and watch without any blur. And that's actually something that has been available via the link. So here I'm on that link right here. It takes me to a Dropbox, and it's right here. So when someone says I have access to something, everyone has access. If you have Pacer, you have access to the Demoree Hadley video where Javon, her abusive husband, punches her in the head. I downloaded this video, and the only thing I did was slow it down so everyone can see how he hits her in the head. And there's also another video audio of her talking as well, and then she's saying things to him about she's getting hurt. And if you actually look at the second amended complaint, the second complaint that was amended by Desiree Perez, what you will find is that that one also has additional evidence. So what you have to understand with the exhibits is to pay attention to exhibits, because sometimes they will give you like videos, receipts, different things like that. So now let's listen to Jag, and let me go back really quickly. So that, by me just simply clicking that link, it takes me to that the video, unedited and raw and no blur. And now pay attention to the date at the very top. It says April 8th, 2025. So here's the thing. Why are people acting like the mom, Desiree Perez, has just is sneakily trying to release unedited footage, when a part of her evidence and a part of her actual document on April 8th, 2025, she submitted this evidence as part of her lawsuit. It's not unusual for people to submit evidence as part of a lawsuit. So this was already submitted way back in April. So there's no conspiracy about me having some certain connection to Desiree Perez, besides me downloading the lawsuit and actually reading the whole lawsuit and looking at the exhibits. I read the lawsuit live. Press 2 if you are here and I read the lawsuit live. I saw the link. I said, oh, I actually downloaded it live and reviewed it live. If you were here during that time, press 2. So anyways, now let's listen to Jag spin her lies about this whole situation. Okay, hold on.
Of arresting Jaguar Hadley and having him charged with DV. The sister starts a Twitter account the day the lawsuit or the day after, or somewhere around, that the lawsuit was filed, and went public using this image, subbing Demoree's handle, Tell the Truth Blackbird, and using the ad, Demoree lied, this image. You know, Demoree was recently sanctioned. Demoree and Javon and their attorney was recently sanctioned because they were accused of starting a malicious social media campaign against Desiree Perez and the other defendants in this case. They said that they got online and started a vicious attack. And they implored all of these, you damn right God said no, all these different content creators, including us here, to come after them and to defame their character and to try to make monsters out of them. That's what they said.
So because Demoree Hadley and her abusive husband, Jaguar Hadley, were sanctioned because they violated a gag order, they were not supposed to go on social media continuing to talk about the case. They continued to do so. They were ordered to remove posts. They were penalized with a sanction with fees. They have to pay a fee. So now they are on they're wanting revenge, in my opinion. So now they have filed their own motion for sanctions, alleging that Desiree Perez herself has consorted some sort of effort to smear their name and have someone post things and that people have evidence that they should not have. Here's my thing. We're gonna look at the actual document because I have it. What I want to say is that this actual video and some other evidence was already submitted via the lawsuit, via like as attachments to it as exhibits. So anyone trying to act like this is new or that anyone out here can download those and have access to those files. Anyone can download those and add those anywhere they want to because that has already been publicly available to everyone. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Hold on.
We didn't start reporting on this until it was made public. But Heather Wilson Benson, sister of Jessica Wilson Cat, started an account the day or the day right after that this lawsuit went public, subbing her and posting at least 5 posts a day, correct?
Yeah.
Just her herself has posted somewhere between 280 to 290 posts since May. An account that just started. You want a recap, baby? You just came in.
You said I just came in.
No, Poppin. She said she just came in.
Oh,
She didn't want
Poppin.
to
Okay.
stop the flow. We are doing
Yeah.
a Justice for the Hadleys update today. Yeah. So basically, there's a new filing. And this filing is Demoree and Javon and their attorney, Mr. Napoleon, filing for contempt and asking for sanctions.
So yes, I spoke on it before how they were sanctioned, Demoree and Javon, and they had to remove posts. So now let's look at their document of them trying to get sanctions for Desiree Perez. Okay, hold on. So this is a new thing that's going on now. Now, as for me, I'm stating as for me, I'm not talking about anyone else, the Wilsons or Katie or anyone else. As for Danny Robertson, I got the video from the April lawsuit posted by Desiree Perez and the actual exhibits. How anyone else got it, I don't know. But as for Jag is trying to lie on me and say I got it from Desiree Perez, or I have some sort of. She's always trying to link me to RocNation and pretend like I'm working for RocNation, or and I'm like, you know, I'm working for Jay-Z or I'm in cahoots and some sort of something against her. Okay. And that's why I debunk her videos, which is false. Okay. So this is the latest filing of Demoree Hadley and Jaguar Hadley trying to sanction Desiree Perez. And it says right here, motion for order to show cause plaintiff Demoree Hadley and consolidated defendant Jaguar Hadley, collectively the Hadleys, respectfully request that this honorable court issue an order to show cause why defendant Jessica Katie should not be held in contempt of court. Alternatively, the Hadleys request that the court enter an order requiring Heather Wilson to remove certain posts from both her IG and X accounts. In support thereof, the Hadleys state the following. It says, as Demoree explained in prior filings, an Instagram user with the profile name Tell the Truth Blackbird created an account after this litigation commenced which was dedicated solely to slandering Demoree, Javon, and their counsel. On June 26, 2025, one day after the court entered its order precluding extrajudicial statements, the same person created an X account with the same profile name, Tell the Truth Blackbird. The purpose of the X account was solely to slander the Hadleys and their counsel. The X account, as shown below, even included a link to the IG account and stated been on Insta for months. In approximately 2 months, Tell the Truth Blackbird has posted over 288 derogatory posts on X about Demoree, Javon, and their counsel, which is almost 5 slanderous posts per day. And then they have that as a handle. It says at the Dem Hadley lied. Okay, hold on. One second. Let me see if that's actually still available or not. If they removed it. So at Dem is actually there, but it's actually private. And I don't see that link anymore. The link to the files. So this is the actual Twitter profile they're referring to. And it says, at More Hadley 27 has fooled many. Javon Hadley is a wife beater, which is true. Want the actual truth, been on Answer for months. Hashtag justice for Demoree is a lie. Hashtag Demoree Hadley lies. And then it gives the IG page for this Tell the Truth page. And then their IG photo is that where Javon Hadley is punching Demoree Hadley in the head. So that's still there. Now we scroll on over to IG. We actually see that this page is not private. They still have this open. Now, what I will always say is if you see an open page that's being discussed, go ahead and follow it, because eventually they will private it. And once they private it, you'll be locked out. But hey, once you're in unless they, block you like Ali Carter did me. And then they posted something last on June 27th. And look, this right here, this recording, this video, I just showed you that same file, how they just posted it, that's actually on that's from the lawsuit. That one is. It's the same thing. Like, it's actually publicly available. Now, I'm not saying that this is someone that isn't behind or doesn't know Desiree. I'm just saying that it is available to everyone. So that page is still here. So now let's go actually back to the lawsuit. And it says right here, from the beginning, Demoree knew that someone associated with this case created both accounts, as every single post was about Demoree, Javon, or their counsel, equally telling of its origin. Tell the Truth Blackbird's Instagram page has a link to a Google Drive folder entitled Demoree Hadley Files. Now, I don't see that anymore. So let me actually search that link up and see if that's available. So let's see, it's a bit.ly. And then it's going to be hashtag / Demoree Hadley Files. So they deleted the link. So the link is no longer working as far as I can see. As explained in Demoree's prior filing, a digital examination of the link, Demoree Hadley Files, revealed that a woman named Heather Wilson was behind the account entitled Tell the Truth Blackbird. See also Exhibit A, screenshots of Google Drive. Demoree believed that Miss Wilson was connected to Desiree because the Google Drive link Demoree Hadley files contained a video entitled January 16, 2022 punch.mp4, which is the exact name of a file that Desiree provided to the state attorney's office during Jovan's prosecution. See Exhibit A. Based on counsel's understanding, the general public did not have access to the Google Drive that Desiree provided to the state attorney's office. So she said that file said that. The file that I have also says that same thing. And that was actually publicly available. But let's go ahead and continue and see if there's anything different. Okay, hold on. And then let's scroll down. It says Demoree knew that Ms. Wilson was not some unaffiliated concerned citizen, as she and some of the defendants have suggested. Demoree also knew that no party in this lawsuit would voluntarily acknowledge their connection to Ms. Wilson. Ms. Wilson is a digital media and advertising specialist. She is the owner and manager of a digital marketing firm called the Brand Strategy Tank. Now, I will pause and say this, that Desiree Perez, I wouldn't put anything past her, because she is a mother that belongs on Lifetime movies. When I say she belongs on Lifetime movies, she actually had her daughter Baker acted to try to get her away from this abusive man, which, you know, some people can like try to, you know, empathize with the mother, but you don't go to those extremes. You don't have the right to Baker act somebody or have someone committed to try to separate them from an abusive person, you know? So it's definitely something like a Lifetime movie. She has went to the extremes to try to separate Demoree Hadley from her abusive husband. People, as I said before, you might know someone that's in an abusive relationship and you wish they would leave and get out of it and know their worth and just find someone else and just, you know, but you cannot control someone else's life. If they want to stay, then they have the right to stay. They have bodily autonomy and free choice and free will. So with that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if the mother still has her tricks up her sleeve, okay? The Brand Strategy Tank, which specializes in brand and social media management, she is also a member of the Eureka Springs, Arkansas City Advertising and Promotion Commission. Now, most likely, she probably didn't realize that her name would be associated with a link like that. So then they have her profile right here, Heather Wilson right here. And it says, not surprisingly, Demoree recently discovered that Ms. Wilson is also the sister of defendant Jessica Cady. Now, this is another element right here. Now, this is not a coincidence if someone is a sister of the defendant. A mess. This is just like, y'all already have a bunch of stuff going on with, you know, the mother, and now, you know. So it's also the sister of defendant Jessica Cady, who is a part owner of Sig9, both defendants in this case. Child, y'all got caught slipping. Yeah. Now, listen, let's be clear. Just because somebody else got caught slipping don't mean I'm a part of anything. Again, Jack is trying to be sneaky and add me to her conspiracies. Look, everyone knows that I got my video from the actual lawsuit files I just showed you. This came out in April. She's trying to act like I had a video that's unblurred and I had this file, so I must have got it from Desiree Perez. I working with RocNation to go after her and everybody. Please stop, Jag. Okay, I am not Mrs. Wilson. It says, although Miss Cady and Miss Wilson have different last names, their digital footprint proves their relationship. Their aunt Sandra, who lived in South Florida and recently moved to Arkansas near Miss Wilson, posted several public photographs of Miss Cady and Miss Wilson, referring to both of them as her niece. Child, y'all, a mess. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to go ahead and do a Lifetime movie. Let's do a Lifetime movie of the overprotective mother that works for a rich corporation or business. You know, CEO of RocNation, and her daughter with an abusive boyfriend going through great lengths and great measures to try to separate them. With all, it's just a lot going on with this, y'all. Listen. And it says, great time with my niece. It says, having a great time with my nephew Jason and niece Heather in Prairie Grove, Arkansas. A little cold for me, but fun being with family. It says, as the court may recall, Ms. Katie and other members of SIG 9 accosted Demoree in a parking lot and Dania Beach, claiming to be a part of Memorial Hospital's mobile crisis unit. Both Miss Katie and Miss Wilson are even featured in a profile picture on their mother's social media account, whose last name is also Wilson. Ciao. While Ms. Wilson and her family are free to post on social media, the court's order precludes Ms. Katie, a party to this lawsuit, from using her sister Heather as a conduit to slander Demoree and Jovan. Ms. Katie's act of feeding her sister information about this case was blatant and intentional. For instance, on July 30th, 2025, Ms. Wilson posted on Tell the Truth Blackbird that Ms. Katie's security company may be dropping things not yet public. Remember, Demoree went in truck with them. See screenshot below. And then shows a screenshot. So yeah, it looks like they might have some. So it looks like that account might have posted things that are considered insider information. So there's no way no one on the inside, if you're not on the inside, you would not have been privy to certain information, right? Miss Wilson is clearly referring to her sister's security company, SIG 9. Miss Wilson had even previously posted a photo from the body-worn camera footage, falsely claiming that Demoree voluntarily chose to go with her sister's company. See screenshot below. So on right here, it says, Tell the Truth Blackbird posted, only thing new that has come up in the last couple of days is the security company filed an extension for more time in reply to Hilton's filing opposing their request to dismiss the case. And Hilton Napoleon filed a response against South Broward Hospital District's motion to dismiss the case. I have not read it yet. We'll get to it later today. Security company may be dropping things not yet public. Remember, Demoree went in truck with them. We don't know what came out of her mouth. Well, the thing about going in a truck, that's actually public. That's actually on video of showing people her going in. Although Ms. Wilson claims in her post that the footage was derived from a news video, her explanation seems implausible, as the actual news video included a banner over the BW body-worn camera footage. Ooh. Now, it does show her going in a truck, but she's saying, hey, well, the other one actually shows a banner over the body-worn camera footage. Unlike Ms. Wilson's post, compare the photographs above and below. By cropping the photo, Ms. Wilson was clearly trying to influence public opinion. Child, she said, nah, the news has a banner covering theirs, but yours just clear, like you got raw footage. But let me see, could it be cropped? Let's see if it's cropped. Cause right here, the picture is photoshopped. Not photoshopped, but it's cropped right under the bag, her black bag. Child, I have to see it from a different angle. It says, more importantly, Ms. Wilson never explained how she retrieved the body-worn camera footage without the news banner. The only logical answer is that defendants are feeding her information about this case, even materials not yet public. Ms. Wilson has frequently posted videos related to this case well after the court entered the gag order, and Ms. Katie used her sister as a conduit in violation of the court's order. Other social media posts created by Ms. Wilson support this conclusion. For instance, after the in-person court hearing on July 31st, 2025, Ms. Wilson posted a screenshot below on X later that same night at approximately 9:15 p.m., stating that the court denied Dr. Bober's motion for a protective order. Ms. Wilson was not present in court on July 31st, 2025. However, she was obviously communicating with someone in court, or more likely her sister. Ms. Wilson probably would try to claim that she learned about the court denying Dr. Bober's motion via CM, the PACER, but any assertion like that would be false because the clerk's office formally entered the court's paperless order on August 1st at 8:51 a.m. So basically, it's trying to show that this person has insider information. In other words, Ms. Wilson could not have learned about the court's ruling on her own. Clearly, Ms. Wilson has been in communication with her sister or someone on her sister's team. On Friday, August 29, 2025 at 6:30 p.m., undersigned counsel advised Ms. Katie's counsel, your client, Jessica Katie, has a sister who is running a smear campaign against mine clients through social media. Counsel requested that they delete any post after the gag order was entered. Moments later, Ms. Katie's counsel responded that he will look into it. In the same email, Ms. Katie's counsel stated, my client recently informed me that your client is also doing the same. For example, she is posting photographs calling my client a kidnapper. And it says the words used, your client is also doing the same. Your client is also doing the same suggests that Ms. Katie was aware at the very least of the slanderous extrajudicial statements made by Ms. Wilson. Apparently, Ms. Katie believes that she can violate the court's order simply because she thinks without a shred of evidence to prove it that Ms. Hadley is posting on social media about her. Nevertheless, undersigned counsel immediately informed Ms. Katie's counsel that Demoree removed all posts on her social media accounts required by the court, and so did Javon. Counsel told Ms. Katie's counsel, if you know of any relatives who have posted negative comments about the litigation, please let me know and I'll address it immediately. To date, Ms. Katie's counsel has failed to inform undersigned counsel about any kidnapping posts. Immediately after undersigned counsel contacted Ms. Katie's counsel, Heather Wilson doubled down on slanderous comments and made more slanderous posts. The Hadleys have repeatedly attempted to resolve this issue without court intervention. On September 2nd, 2025, the Hadleys and Ms. Katie, through their respective counsels, exchanged more communications about Ms. Wilson's social media posts. Ms. Katie claimed that she asked her sister to remove the posts. The Hadleys responded that Ms. Wilson had not removed anything, but merely made her account private, which is still a violation of the court's directive. Ms. Katie insisted that she did not violate the order, arguing that she never directed Ms. Wilson to post anything. The Hadleys countered that Ms. Katie intentionally fed Ms. Wilson information about the case, knowing she would publish it, which is essentially the same thing. Similar to what Desiree did with the Google Drive, the Hadleys reminded Ms. Katie that by providing Ms. Wilson with materials, Ms. Katie effectively authorized the extrajudicial statements in the post. So now Demoree Hadley and Javon Hadley want to penalize and sanction Katie, who's a defendant on the case, because of what her sister has been doing, Mrs. Wilson. So because they have had content or been fed information from the inside, so they figured that Ms. Wilson was being fed information from the inside, but she was posting certain things. So how Jag is trying to bring me into it is by saying that some of the stuff that has been posted, like that video that was posted of Javon Hadley punching Demoree Hadley in the head, she's trying to say that I had that video way before any other creator had it, and every other creator had a blurred copy of it, and then I had an unblurred. So I was saying, you know, it's from the actual lawsuit. So yeah, this person Wilson getting inside information, Danny motherfucking Robertson only have public information. Jacqueline Suzette, right? So we're gonna get into Jack's allegations against me in just a second, but I'm just showing y'all this right here. The Hadleys also emphasized that Miss Wilson had posted under the alias Tell the Truth Blackbird and tried to conceal her identity. The Hadleys pointed out that they had previously identified Miss Wilson in prior filings and that all parties pretended not to know who Miss Wilson was. Miss Katie also acknowledged that Miss Wilson was her sister when they got caught. The Hadleys demanded that Miss Wilson remove the Google Drive link. All posts after the court entered the gag order, and all photographs owned by Demoree. The Hadleys asked that Miss Wilson keep her page public for monitoring. To date, Miss Katie has not complied with any of the Hadley's simple and reasonable requests. Candidly, both profiles should be shut down as they were created after this litigation commenced and used solely to slander Demoree and Javon. These were not personal accounts that existed prior to the litigation. And again, Ms. Wilson is not using her own name on either account. It says, for a court to issue an order to show cause, the prior order allegedly violated must be valid, lawful, and sufficiently specific. So it says, on June 25th, 2025, the court entered an order precluding extrajudicial statements. Any possible ambiguity about the order was cleared up during the hearing on July So hold on. So it's not ambiguous here, okay? Everyone knew that there was a gag order, not on just Demoree and Javon, but everyone in this case was supposed to stop making posts on social media about this case. So they are saying, hey, you sanction and penalize us for doing this, and we want you to know that the defendants, mainly Katie, is using her sister to post stuff about this case as a proxy. So we want them now to be sanctioned, okay? It says here, Miss Katie violated the court's order. First, Miss Katie provided her sister, Miss Wilson, with information about the case, which Miss Wilson then shared on social media. The sisters also used Tell the Truth Blackbird to create 288 slanderous posts about Demoree and Javon. Even the hashtags on the page referred to Demoree as a liar and Javon as a wife beater. Well, he is, which was some of the least egregious language used in the post. Second, the use of the alias Tell the Truth Blackbird shows Miss Wilson was attempting to conceal her identity and the source of her information, which supports the conclusion that Miss Katie and Miss Wilson were acting in concert. When the Hadleys first brought this trolling account to everyone's attention and specifically identified Heather Wilson as the individual behind it, all parties, Miss Katie included, pretended not to know Miss Wilson, and Miss Katie never disclosed that Miss Wilson was her sister. Miss Katie said nothing until they got caught. This deliberate silence underscores Miss Katie's attempt to evade responsibility and hide her connection to the post. Finally, the offending content has not been removed after the Hadleys exposed the violation and made repeated requests for the post to be removed. Ms. Wilson merely made the page private, which is not compliance but concealment. These factual pattern of intentional disregard for the court's directive. By providing Ms. Wilson with information, including the Google Drive, allowing her to publish it and attempting to obscure the fact that they were sisters, Ms. Katie authorized the extrajudicial statements and directly violated the court's order. Accordingly, the Hadleys respectfully request that the Honorable Court issue an order to show cause why defendant Jessica Katie should not be held in contempt of court. Alternatively, the Hadleys request that the court enter an order requiring Heather Wilson to remove the following from Tell the Truth Blackbird, the Google Drive link with evidence of this case, all posts after the court entered the gag order, and all photographs owned by Demoree. The Hadleys also request that Ms. Wilson keep the page public for monitoring. For the reasons above, stated above, the Hadleys respectfully request that this honorable court enter an order granting their motion for an order to show cause and granting them costs and attorney fees for bringing the motion. Google Drive, Desiree Perez submitted to the state attorney's office. So that file right here says 116, January 16, 2022, it says punch.mp4. Now, that is linking to Google Drive, I think. So that's Google Drive. So what I will say is the difference here, Jacqueline Suzette Wright, is that the version that I have, or what I have, was actually submitted to the court on the Dropbox. Now, for legal purposes and other reasons for evidence, a lot of times people prefer, even police, prefer to use Dropbox because it's more secure for Dropbox, okay? So the one that I have is not titled 1/16/2022 Punch. And mine is the one from Dropbox, which is a public link. So for Jag to try to connect me, she needs to say, I should have had the 1/16/2022 Punch. which would show that I had the one from the Desiree Perez, but it's not showing that. It's showing that I had one from Dropbox, which is from the actual lawsuit. But if Jag actually took some time to investigate and research before assuming that my early video I had came from Dropbox and I did not get it from a Google Drive link, then yeah, I don't have the direct connection. But obviously Desiree Perez sharing her Google file will actually probably give someone close to her or someone in that her circle a Google Drive link, which just makes it more personal. Someone downloaded from a court record or a court file that has Dropbox and not Google Drive will have what I have. Okay, so now let's get back to what Jack was saying.
Especially considering what they found. So do you want to pick it up here for a second so you don't fade off into the backdrop?
I mean, no, you were doing your thing. I essentially, you already know where I was gonna go with it regarding, this guy here, and I mean, you were taking it different places. Give me 1 second.
I just wanted to make sure that the details, and I also want to make sure that the likes are liking. We're a little slow on these likes. We should definitely be at 300. But I just wanted to make sure, and then you can pull up the documents so that they can get a better idea, because you have access to the documents now, correct?
No, I don't.
Oh, not yet? Okay.
No, I don't. But don't worry about it. Yeah, but essentially, yeah. Hold on 1 second. Might be able to pull this up. Basically, y'all look this person up, who Heather Wilson Vincent is. You got to look up this person. Her husband is a retired cop, I believe.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's why I said the rabbit hole is deep. That's why I was like, we can, like, just this whole them responding is a big enough story, but the details that's within the story is crazy. What's the name of her company?
But oh, Dusty, how you got me? We're talking about this case. You don't have the actual documents. You don't have the documents. So why y'all reporting on something when y'all don't have the actual documents to know what's going on and what y'all talking about?
Again, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on.
I have a question for y'all. Is Jacqueline Suzette Wright still in connection and communication with the Hadleys? Because you, Jack, you interviewed Demoree Hadley, and I called Javon Hadley or texted him, right? And then somehow Jacqueline Suzette Wright knew more about what I said in text messages than I said publicly. So that means that Jacqueline Suzette Wright at that point in time was in contact with Javon Hadley to get information about what I said in text messages to Javon Hadley. My, how interesting. So I hope that the Hadleys are not feeding Jag information so she can have behind the scenes information to go live on her platform, her and No Dusty, with insider tea and information violating any gag order. So she want to be on here lying about me. Maybe you're the one with the inside tea from the other side and you're projecting that onto me. Let's talk about it. Now, it'll be interesting if an email just miraculously surfaced into the hands of the other side and they can drag your name into this. And your name could be included as someone that is probably putting out information on behalf of the other side, the Hadleys. Let's talk about it, Jag. And who knows? If your name is brought up and mentioned as being in cahoots, maybe you're getting closer and closer to Jay-Z and Hova actually suing your ass for all the lies you done told on him. My. I would just hate for an email just to pop up about this possible connection. Because something tells me that Jag did not cease her contact with Demoree and that she's still in communication and contact with both of them. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see how that turns out or goes about. How did Jacqueline Suzette Wright get information from Jaguar Hadley that I text? I never said publicly. I never showed the text publicly. How did she get extra information that I did not reveal? The only way she get information of what I sent Jaguar Hadley is if she spoke to Jaguar Hadley. So she has a speaking terms with Jaguar Hadley.
Should be gangbanging on me right quick.
And understand this, everything that we're saying and everything that we are showing is fair use, backed up by our First Amendment, right? All of these,
sure is.
All of this is accurate information.
Yeah, and it's so interesting that there is one time where you mentioned something, Jag, about sanctions or something else, and I went online and there were no documents. There were no documents, and you said you came online upset about what was happening. But how would you know what was happening without insider information to get the inside scoop? It's kind of like if someone goes to court and there's no public records for it yet, but people that went to court or know someone that went to court, they'll get the inside scoop about what happened at court before everyone else. And who was at the court? Javon and Demoree Hadley. So if Jag knows information about what happened at court before it's released to the public, that means Jag is still in communication with the Hadley. So when something is unfavorable and they're feeling some type of way about the results and they're telling Jag what was happening, and then she's going, now that's okay to talk to your friends about what happened at court. But if Jag is then going live and making these videos about the case online, that in a way is their mouthpiece, and she's still being their mouthpiece. I'm just saying, when there's a gag order, you're not supposed to have proxies. Isn't that what they say? How interesting.
Also, mostly public record.
Yes, it's public record now.
And yeah, should not be confused with tabloid gossip or folly. And all anyway, and we are also not asking anyone from our platform to go and harass anybody on social media or otherwise. We are not doing that.
Yeah,
I just find it funny that they accused them and had them held in contempt for starting a brutal social media, campaign to slander and to be negative. And the day this lawsuit got started, one of the actual defendants enlisted her sister to come in and do that very same thing. Because that's exactly what they did. The lawsuit hit, and then the next thing you know, boom, this account shows up with this inflammatory image. And Demoree is a liar, or Demoree is lying.
Now, I feel bad for Demoree Hadley because she's a victim of domestic violence, and she wants to cover for Jaguar Hadley, who is actually really abusive. But I will say is that in the fact that she's covering up for him, she has to lie to cover up for him. If she tells the truth about everything about him, then he's gonna be the monster that he is. But if she lies, then she can, act like he's not. So will I say she's a liar, like just a lie? Oh, that person's a liar, like a Jag is actually a liar. I wouldn't say that, but has she lied about certain things? Yes. And in one video, I heard her saying that that video was AI. This video is AI. Here's the thing: if the video is AI, why are y'all are saying that this is some sort of evidence that is being released to the public and this and that? Like, I don't know. So you're saying it's fake and it's AI, and this was submitted to the state attorney's office, and you don't want it circulating. This video is obviously not AI. It's actually a surveillance footage. It's real. Okay. Jaguar Hadley punched Demoree Hadley in the head, and that's facts.
Hey, Alina. I find it very interesting. Very interesting. Why is it that the people that are always doing this crazy crap are always accusing people of doing what they're doing? It's always that way when it comes to the devil. The devil is always the first one to accuse somebody of doing what they're doing. It's always extreme.
Oh, not trying to accuse me. Look at her background, y'all. She took a screenshot of my live. I thought Jack unsubscribed from my channel. So she took a screenshot of my live on Demoree Hadley so she could spin her own conspiracy and try to add me into this stuff. Hold on.
Deflection. And people just get away with it. This woman's been sitting on Twitter for months. And the thing is this, even though she doesn't have a big follower base or followings, because it's a new account, because of the knowledge that she has with how to manipulate social media and how to make social media work for you, and the way she strategically started using Demoree's hashtag to attach it to her very vicious and misleading posts, that it was able to reach a lot of places. The traction might not be as heavy on her channel as it is out there, but it's definitely out there. And all she would need are a few subscribers who have much larger platforms to share it as well. And then those numbers go up. You know what? Sidebar, before we go any further, because you're going to try to retrieve the document if possible so we can read through a little bit?
If possible, yeah.
Okay, well then let me take this time because there's something that I want to pull up to you guys. I want to show you guys something, okay?
Yeah, here we go. Shout out to Gail Turner. Thank you so much for the cash app. She says, for the extraordinary truth teller and dropping some roses. I appreciate it. Sending some virtual roses right back at you. Again, shout out to Gail. I appreciate it, girl. Also, shout out to Nitty in the building. Thank you so much for the cash app as well. And she says, best wishes in school. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And sending a single rose right back at you. Again, shout out to you, Nitty, and everybody else. Remember, support my channel for free just by hitting that like button. Yo, shout out to the official campaign as well. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. Subscribe. And y'all, attorney, all this talking with no document. Exactly.
And you guys, you should remember these images, because I think this is going to be a very important part of the story as well. And this is why I collect what I collect and I do what I do. All right. Now, you guys remember this? This is the image. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get. Where is it? No, I think this is probably going to be the best of it right here that I can get on this screen. And you should be able to see it. Okay. So if you guys remember, do you see here in this image where the blur is? Do you guys remember that? The blur? Because in the initial video that went out, don't forget, you're not supposed to be able to show DV, and SA acts openly on YouTube. It's supposed they're supposed to snatch those videos down right away, correct? I mean, you did one of the bums fighting, and didn't they come after you real quick for that? Oh, no.
So there she goes. Here's the setup. She says that the only video circulating on YouTube and on social media is a blurred video of Jaguar Hadley punching Demoree Hadley in the head, and that YouTube usually takes down violent videos. You can post violent videos if it's for news reporting. And clearly I was reporting on the news. I was reading a document. It was not about, oh, go. It was educational, it was informative, and it was for news reporting. So that's fine. That's why a lot of news stations on here, media post violent videos, and as long as it's for news purposes. Now, have you ever thought, Jacqueline Suzette Wright, that some YouTuber downloaded the video from the actual complaint, and when they downloaded the video from the complaint, they wanted to protect their channel, so they blurred out the video so they could play it on YouTube? And me, when I was live, I didn't blur out anything. I wanted everyone to see. How can everyone see him punch her in the head if it's blurred out? So I played the raw footage, and I made sure that it was for news reporting purposes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they haven't took that down. I got a strike. Yep.
They took it down and they gave you a strike because. So you're not supposed to be showing these images here on YouTube. And in this initial video, when we did the recap, remember, I was showing everyone and I didn't slow the video down. I played it at the rate that it was presented, and then I showed where it had been manipulated, which is why there's another content creator that showed another version of this video and played it all in slow motion to make it harder for you to be able to keep up with how it was being manipulated.
No, that's not. How can that make it harder to keep up? Slow motion makes it better for you to follow what's happening, but you can see where his fist lands against her head. Slow motion helps you because the video is so quick, and then you have to slow it down to see what's really happening. It's slow motion is more useful, especially when a video is going too rapidly and too fast. It helps you to concentrate on what's happening moment by moment. To be honest, if something was wrong with it, you'll actually catch it better when it's in slow motion than Speedy Gonzalez. So with that being said, I actually played the video in this regular speed, and then if you were there, I actually slowed it down. I had like the regular speed, slowed down, and then mid-range.
That wasn't smart at all. So it was kind of just dumb.
No, it was smart. You're the dumb bitch that doesn't even have the documents. At least I went live and I have the documents. I even have the Dr. Bober. I have his document as 11 pages. Where are your documents? I'll wait. So I'm also going to go over that in a minute. I have Dr. Bober's response, his motion to dismiss. Daniel Bober's reply to plaintiff's response to motion to dismiss. I have that. It's about 11 pages. I'm not going to read the entire thing. I'm just going to give you a brief summary.
For one good reason. For moments like this, I need another 150 likes. I really do. I hate sitting here giving up the goods and ain't nobody giving me no love. The easiest way to support this channel is by hitting the like button. It would be great if we could get 1,000 likes every video, but if all we can get is just 500, that's still good enough to make sure that they know we're here in the algorithm. Please hit the like. Don't turn me into one of these trolls that sit here begging for likes and begging for cash checks. Like this video, like this video, like this video. I don't want to do that.
Now she's trying to shade other people. Girl, Jack, I can't get $1 a view. All I asked for is $1 a view, and I can't even get that. But y'all give these other creators $1 a view. Girl, you be begging for $1 a view. Have a seat.
Team snipe, team snipe, team snipe, team snipe. Team snipe, team snipe.
You know what I'm saying? One good subliminal attack deserves another. Now, like I was saying, the initial video that we broke down, there was the moment where you could see Javon coming out, Demoree was there, and there was the backing up, and it went further back to the room, and then it was, boom, there was supposed to be contact, but instead there was a blur there, and the reason why it was blurred was because you're not supposed to be showing violent, explicit fights and stuff like that here on YouTube. It's supposed to go against the guidelines. Matter of fact, the second that you show it, they're supposed to snatch it down, just like they did on Odell's channel, which we just talked about, just like they've done on multiple videos. So I always find it interesting when YouTube is very strict when it comes to some content creators, but they let other content creators go. Just
man, what was if Odussi played that and it got snatched down immediately, what was Odussi doing? He probably was not even talking. Probably just sitting there watching it and saying all kind of things that made it seem like it wasn't news reporting. I made it clear that I was actually reading documents and going over the case files. It was obvious that I was not just sitting there watching a fight just for violence purposes. Oh yeah, a fight or some sort of violence. You have to make sure that it's actually for news reporting.
Like the rest of us have to sit around and say unalived and have to say great to keep our videos from being demonetized. But people like Candace Owens, they get to say the red rum, they get to say the M word, they get to say the R word, and apparently their monetization is fine and they never get bothered at all. It's wild because there's another content creator that I know that said that Candace Owens actually knows the people that knows how to go after people's videos and shut people's down and how to turn her video up, and that's why she's been so successful. Really interesting, but I ain't gonna put that person down on Front Street. I'm pretty sure. So listen to me. This is the initial video that was being passed around YouTube. We did the AI breakdown. Demoree sat down with us and she explained us everything. And she explained that I was like the only content creator that was able to pull out all the glitches and see what was this and what was that and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo and yada, yada, yada. Y'all remember that?
Now, come on now, Demoree Hadley. You know good and well your husband punched you in the head, but I get it because I've seen the text messages of him being controlling. I've seen how he punched you in the head, and I also heard how you were like saying he's hurting you. We've heard the evidence. He is abusive, but you want to protect him because you love him. Well, you think you do. You think you do. So with that being said, she's going to lie. There's a lot of people that lie. There are some abusers that will actually punch the victim in the eye. And when the police come and say, hey, what happened to your eye? I fell down the stairs. They'll have years of abuse and say all these accidents happen when the whole time they are just being abused. Victims lie for their abusers. That's not unheard of.
She said it in the interview when we sat down and talked with one another. So what I'm trying to figure out is this video that came out a week, well, that was circulating moderately well on YouTube and a few other social media constructs. This is the initial video. Blurb. The blur was there, correct? So tell me something. Why is it that 3 weeks later, this video, we can see people in your background, just so you know. Y'all see that? Does that look blurry to y'all?
Jab be on some bullshit, y'all. Y'all heard me? She be on some damn bullshit. Talking about, oh, she posted my video and says, does that look blurry? Of course it's not, because I actually read the fucking document. You actually get the court document, you can have an unblurred copy. Hey, you can have an unblurred video too, just by simply reading the original complaint and clicking the link. How interesting. That's why I tell people don't skip the exhibits. It's not over at the complaint. The exhibits contain all the receipts and the juice. Sometimes I skip the whole complaint and just go down to the read what it's about, what is the actual headline, and then I go straight to the exhibits.
Does that look blurry to y'all in any way? Because this was 3 weeks after we did our breakdown video. 3 weeks after. We did our breakdown video.
So Jad mad that she did a breakdown video on a blurry video. How can you break down a video of Jaguar Hadley, punching Demoree Hadley in the head without actually seeing him do it? So what are you actually breaking down? If you can't see him actually hitting her, then how can you actually prove that he hit her? The only way to prove it is to actually show unblurred. So what breakdown did you do? I wish I would do a breakdown of someone hitting someone in the head and it's blurred out to where you can't see them hit them in the head. I will have to post it to my website or do something to be able to show it, because what's the point? Like, what kind of breakdown is it?
And the video was up and it was blurred. And then another content creator came back and decided they wanted to jump in the mix and they wanted to try to debunk what we did here on this channel. And then they played a whole nother version of this video clean with no blur. And it was funny because when I watched their version, which was definitely very different than our version.
How you gonna say that it's the same video, but yours was just blurred and mine wasn't? Then you're gonna say later, because you caught yourself, that mine was very different from yours. Is it the same video that mine was just unblurred and yours was blurred, or is it a totally different video? Oh, I forgot. Jag is a liar, of course. You guys just try to spin it into something else that is not.
They had cleaned it up. The point of contact, everything. It looked so much clearer. Like I said, this video was shared 3 weeks after the initial. And the video that I showed, I grabbed from another content creator. Edited and broke it down, gave him his credit as well. And we did the breakdown. So the first image that comes out is blurred because you're not supposed to be showing. any of this. This is the way it looked. This is the context, the color, and the discoloration, and all of that. And then the next thing you know, 3 weeks later, we got a whole nother version. No blur.
So I gather that Jag, when I posted a video with no blur, Jag is slow and just skim through the video, because if she actually watched the whole video and then just skim, she probably wasn't paying attention when I actually read the document, and I actually downloaded it from the actual document while I was reading the complaint. When we got to the exhibits, I said, "Oh, they got videos," and that's when I downloaded it live, and I slowed it down while I was live and everything else. It was a live show.
So tell me something. How? How, Sway? The initial version that everyone got had the blur in it, all of that. And you can go and you can look at the timestamp being edited and all of that. And as you see, there goes a piece of it right there. So my question is, why was the robot allowed to broadcast a violent video where there was alleged contact of violence?
My question is, why is Jag so worried about why I got to play the video and why mine isn't blurred? Oh, Jag wanted me to get a strike. She was hoping that I would play the video and I would get a strike. Jag wanted my video to be taken down and struck down because I played the video, because Old Dusty got struck down. So I guess she wanted me to get a strike, I guess.
And the video's still up. Not only that, if everybody else got the blurred out version, where did she get the clear copy from?
You need to ask yourself who blurred it out. Why would Desiree Perez want to blur out a video that she wants everyone to see her son-in-law hit her daughter in the head? She wouldn't want that blurred. So you even said that there's a Miss Wilson that's a sister of one of the defendants, Katie, that posted stuff to social media. But guess what? Even the video they posted is not blurred, right? That shows that Desiree Perez wants the original footage out there and not a blurred version. And even sharing her Google Drive, she shared the original. So Desiree is only sharing the original file to everyone. Content creators are the ones that blur the videos. So a content creator downloaded the video, the original video, most likely from the actual lawsuit, and then they blurred it out to protect their YouTube channel from any strikes or community guidelines. And then Jag took the video from the content creator instead of getting from the original source. See, I don't want to take a video from a content creator because I know they can edit it or blur it or whatever they want to. I want the original video and the raw file, the real one. And I want to go to the original source. So that's why I get the lawsuit and get my own copy, and then from there I can use my own copy instead of and then I have the raw one, and then I can blur it or not blur it depending on how I want to.
Because the clear copy, that see.
So Jag, just like Dominique saying, Jag wants this to be about her, and RocNation is going after her. So she doesn't really have proof that Jay-Z is after her or RocNation is after her. So if she could pretend like Danny Robertson, that I'm getting information from Jay-Z and RocNation and Desiree Perez, then she can say, oh, Danny makes videos debunking me and calling me out, and even on Demoree Hadley and Jaguar Hadley. So Danny is the connection to RocNation. They gave her this footage just like they gave Wilson footage, and Danny is attacking me. Jag wants to be attacked and by RocNation so bad that she's willing to try to lie on me to pretend like I am working with Desiree and RocNation and which is ultimately Jay-Z, to attack her. That's the whole plan. The issue is that and she's trying to say that I'm just like the Wilson girl is getting stuff from a defendant. She's trying to say I'm getting stuff from a defendant and I'm trying to go after them. That's the play. Here's the thing. Me having an unblurred copy just means that I took the extra step to get the original file from the actual lawsuit instead of just going to a content creator page and stealing their copy that they probably blurred out. I got my own. I pulled the lawsuit myself, read over it, went to the exhibits, and downloaded the original raw copy. So your explanation for why I have the original raw one is false and misleading, just to try to paint a picture that I have an inside connection to RocNation and they're sending me files.
There's a reason why I put this up first when we got started today. No, the robot isn't one of the Wilson sisters, but what's very clear is the robot has been in contact with at least one of the Wilson sisters.
She said the robot has been in contact with one of the Wilson sisters. I have not been in contact with no Wilson sister. What are you talking about? Jag is making up stuff. Jag, listen, Jay-Z is not thinking about you. He did not slice me with a box cutter. He did not slice you with a box cutter. He has nothing about your bald-headed ass. He is with Beyonce. He has kids. He has a family. He has a bunch of money. He got, he got a lot of stuff going on. He's nothing about your bald-headed ass just because you helped him a long time ago as a backup of a backup. Are you gonna, Jag, you gotta think about it. Do you want to be 80 years old online still talking about Jay-Z? When are you gonna stop with the whole RocNation Jay-Z? Your obsession is getting out of hand. Your obsession is getting out of hand, Jag. This is like, and now you're so desperate to be linked to RocNation that you're actually going to try to act like I'm working for RocNation to come after you, and that's how I got the raw footage unblurred. Girl, listen. If I was working for RocNation, I wouldn't even be live right now, apparently. Like, isn't that like somebody with a bunch of fucking money? Where's my fucking paycheck?
Let's pretend that Desiree Perez is too busy to be running around, chatting up content creators herself. I wanted to really make
bingo, unplugged matrix, and I hate to say it, but yeah, they gotta be aware that Jag is in my opinion, allegedly, that I believe Jag and O'Dusty are still working with Demoree Hadley and Jaguar Hadley, and that they are the mouthpieces for them still. I do believe it. And that's not supposed to be happening. So while Jag is trying to point the finger over here, she needs to point the finger back at herself, because she might be guilty of being an active proxy and going through this whole thing of working for the Hadleys to continue to be their voice and mouthpiece as she was before the gag order. Oh, you have a gag order, but don't worry, my big megaphone mouth will still speak for y'all. Is that what it is, Jag?
Make sure, and we can use more likes. Please don't be afraid to like. We want everybody to know what we over here discussing.
Show me the money.
Like I said, this is the version that everybody else was passing around on social media when they were busy trying to defame Javon's character. This is the image. It was blurred. The video was blurred, especially at the point of contact. Next thing you know, 3 weeks later, we get a whole clear copy with no blur. See, I guess because...
I should keep on saying no blur. So just like right now, and I talked about Odell Beckham Jr. and I show his exhibits. If I showed those pictures online and no one actually read the lawsuit, they would be like, "Oh my gosh, where you got that picture from? I never seen that picture of Odell Beckham or this or that." It's like it's a private photo. How did she get it? No shit, Sherlock. I got it from a fucking lawsuit exhibit. Those exhibits have a lot of personal information sometimes. It's that's where the juicy tea is at. Okay, so though I like exhibits. So yeah, I got my unblurred video from a fucking exhibit, bitch. Duh. But yeah, Jag, sorry to break it to you, but only your minions will believe that I actually am working for Jay-Z. Everyone else that has common sense in the brain will know that Desiree Perez ain't sending me nothing. RocNation Jay-Z ain't sending me anything either.
The blur kind of slowed down people's willingness. They wanted to make sure that people believed he did this to her. So they unblurred it, but I'm just trying to figure it out, because if so, then that would mean that this is an image of the Violets. And if it's an image of the Violets, then that means that YouTube should have taken it down. So why didn't YouTube take it down? And by the way, I don't think I've seen this on any other content creator's channel. What I do know, though, is that the robot goes onto the Twitter and does a lot of disinformation.
Jag thanks to the Diddy docket. The Diddy docket reported on Jag and her whole jail thing. When she was first sued by Ashley Parham, trying to prove that she was in jail. That's not my page. I don't run the Diddy docket. I don't have that much time on my hands to be running that Diddy docket Twitter page. I barely have time for my own social media page. I just added a 4th channel, Ucha Out of Ghetto, to adding videos over there. So with that being said, no. I'm not the Diddy docket.
That I can say for a fact. I can say that for a fact, because she did it with me. When the lawsuit of naming me as a Diddy employee hit, and she did a video here on YouTube saying, "Oh no, Jag was in jail, whoopty-whoopty-woo." But while she was doing that here on YouTube to protect her channel, she was still over on X lying, trying to convince people that it was real. Now I want y'all to look at these images here. Desiree Perez. Okay, so look, here we go. Desiree Perez created an item October 4th, 2023. This is when she was using this old footage from January 16th, 2022. Are y'all really paying attention to the data here? Because see, this video was from January 16th, right? 2022. Now, she didn't make it an item. Desiree Perez created an item. October, what's that? The 4th or the 6th? I think no, October 4th.
Here's the thing. No one unblurred anything. The original copy was raw and it was not blurred. It's content creators and other people that downloaded the logs with the complaint, and they downloaded the file, and they are the ones that unblurred it. So it never was blurred unless a creator blurs it. Some creators blur the video out because they're afraid of getting a strike or something. Okay. However, when I got it, I just played it. I didn't blur it, because how can I see if you punched her if I blur it? It didn't make any sense. And if I did get a strike, I would just fight it and say that it's news reporting.
2023. She waited 1.5 years. Now see, let's remember, Demoree was still working at Iconics at the time. They were still trying to use the job to manipulate her away from her relationship, to manipulate her away from her life, her family, the family that she was building and creating. 444, whatever. Demoree didn't get fired until after all of the arrests. What was it? Because I believe Javon it was the arrest at the farm. And when he got out and he bonded out, she was fired from her job after that. This woman, this mother of hers, literally sat there and kept putting pressure and pressure and trying to manipulate and tried to manipulate. And when the manipulation didn't work, she got old footage, had it AI'd, in my opinion. And the people who are in it have agreed with my opinion and verified my opinion and explained it in detail. See? Punch. And then there's another addendum. See, she re-edited it. Do y'all see that? See the first one, October 4th, 2023, she created the item. Then it says, Desiree Perez added an item to. Now, this is the thing. And Odell, I wanted to ask you this. As we're examining this document here.
Hold on. All this is proof.
I don't know if.
All this proves is that Desiree Perez possibly is working in conjunction with, obviously, the defendant, Katie, and then Katie is feeding information to her sister, Wilson. That's all that it proves. What you're trying to use it for is not to prove what Demoree Hadley is trying to prove for her case, which she's got her document. You're trying to make it about yourself by saying, hey, guess what? I think that Danny Robertson is also working for one of the defendants, aka Desiree Perez, who is working with RocNation, aka ultimately leading up to Jay-Z. And that's how Danny Robertson got an unblurred copy of this video a long time ago when other content creators did not have access to this footage. Other creators only got a blurred image. And why did Danny Robertson get to play the unblurred footage without getting a penalty or a strike or YouTube violation? And the video is still up and everybody else got an issue. So all of this is just to spin a narrative. So we're gonna move to the next topic now. Pretty much I'm just letting y'all know Jag is trying to spin a narrative that Jay-Z and RocNation and Desiree Perez are after her, and they're using me to do it because Desiree isn't gonna do it by herself. She's gonna use me or other creators to go after Jag. And that's how she's trying to say, because she's saying that Wilson got an unedited raw footage and I have unedited raw footage, and where do we get it from when everything else is blurred? Yeah, and the thing is, she has a lot of minions. So Jag isn't someone that has only a few minions. She's someone that has a lot of minions. And yeah, she was just on the Blue Couch, which I have not even reviewed her last 2 Blue Couch videos. So if you actually watch the Blue Couch and see other things, Jag actually has a lot of minions and people that believe stuff that she says. Okay, that's why, to be honest, there has to be a counter to where there's people that actually debunk her, because she actually does have people that believe everything that she says. So yes, there are people out there that believe I'm a hacker. There are some people that believe I work for RocNation. There are people that actually believe these things. I'm letting y'all know. Okay. They believe, just like they believe that she was at there are people that believe everything Jag says, like her work is gospel and Jag is the truth. So with that being said, yes, there are people out there. Like, y'all might be shocked in this little sector, but let's be clear, there are a lot of people that believe it. She has said a lot of things about me, and I will go to some other channels and people will actually be seeing it as if it's true or actually reality. Like, I'm this or I'm that. I'm like, what the fuck? So there is a side of this where people actually believe the stuff that Jag says, and she knows it. That's why she says it. Like, and she, look how she says it. Oh, and Robot has the unblurred. Everyone else had a blur, and she had the unblurred. And then her video gets to stay up, and ours get taken down. And she didn't get a YouTube strike, and you got a YouTube strike. So she must have certain privilege or access, and she gets to. She's making it sound like I'm working for some top dogs. I get away with stuff that I shouldn't get away with, and I have stuff that from the inside. She's making it sound like that. That's what she does, everything. But nobody's talking about how Danny got the unblurred version, and nobody's wants to talk about how Odell got a strike on his video and she didn't get a strike on her video. I wonder why. She's gonna be doing that kind of shit. Hold on.
You're able to jump in right now, but if you can, whenever you can. She already had the video. The video came from surveillance cameras that she was in control of. She had the data.
Wait. Jack says the video came from Desiree Perez surveillance footage that she had a hold of. But I thought you said it was AI. If it's AI, it won't come from surveillance, Jack. You got to keep up with your lies. If it's AI, it won't come from surveillance. It'll be fake, right? So you're saying the video came from surveillance as a real video. Which one is it? Is it a real video from surveillance footage or an AI video?
It was created early October. And then it says, look, she added an item. So now we have 2 different videos. Okay? Of the same thing. We got 2 files. And then we go back and we see October 25th of 2023. Desiree Perez renamed an item. This is personally what I think. Because see, there would be no need to rename an item at all. Like, if you have an item, if you have the metadata is secure. The metadata is intact. It is what it is. So whatever was on that first item, that was the original legitimate item. But then she added an item.
Here we go. Well, her conspiracy is trying to pretend like some manipulation occurred. Every video that has been played of Jaguar Hadley punching Demoree Hadley is the same video, besides some are blurred and some are not blurred. So let me skip forward a little bit.
Why would you need to have 2 versions of the same thing? I'll wait on them likes. I'll wait on them likes.
Jack got that green.
Why would you need 2 versions of the same thing?
That
And more
green
importantly,
dress.
if it was just 2 versions of the same thing, it wouldn't show up in different data formats. Odell, you the IT guy. Am I talking crazy? I just want to make sure. If you could corroborate at any point. We had audio, one that had no audio. Love you and pray for your continued protection. Oh, thank you, Shy. Appreciate you. I believe that. I believe I am protected, and I believe that all of your prayers keeps me that way. But yeah, as many times as I've been through hell, being targeted and harassed for standing up for what I believe in, standing up for what I love, standing up for what I know to be true.
So, of course, hold on, let's go. So there's also a part of this live where she starts to get into, y'all listen, when I say a major growth, something she used to do before, then she stopped doing, that she's back to doing. Hold on.
Actually, is credible enough to handle social media accounts for a whole state, even though she was and like I said, with her background in social media, I'm sure
just got to bolden up a few things. Hold on 1 second. Plus, I had to go pick up all the other sweaters and all that, sending them out. I'm sorry, but yeah, I had to do out because I had to take care of that.
No, I know.
So I made a video on my backup channel about surviving the narcissistic troll farm. So Dusty has now decided that he's gonna make a series about me and the Avengers. When I say press. So yeah, he's talking about making a series about me and the Avengers because he's pressed about my series on the narcissistic troll farm. So if you didn't watch my surviving the narcissistic troll farm part 1, check it out on my channel, Danny Montana. So let me show y'all this really quickly of what Dusty is pressed about. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. And he made a thumbnail clearly with AI saying the avenger of lies. Says micro doc coming soon, Avengers of Lives. The YouTube justice called when a group of YouTubers calling themselves the Avengers crossed the line between commentary and criminal harassment. One man's life was torn apart by doxing, defamation, and threats, all because he chose to work with Jaguar Wright. This documentary exposes how online vigilantes masquerading as justice warriors weaponize content, destroy families, and protect predators in the shadows of the entertainment industry. Coming to the Patreon New Year's 2026. Yeah. So all of a sudden he wants to make a series because I said surviving a narcissistic troll farm featuring Jacqueline. Is that right? She's not the only troll farm. There's other people here that are the troll farm. And by the way, I say narcissistic troll farm, as I am a victim of a narcissistic smear campaign of a collective. It's a group of trolls that are all narcissists that smear my name. So I said surviving a narcissistic troll farm. And by smears, these people troll me and they make up lies, just like what Jag is doing now, alleging that I work with RocNation because I have an unblurred video that if you actually listen and watch my channel and I was live, it actually came from a lawsuit complaint that anybody can download and see for themselves, that this lawsuit that was filed in April of 2025 contains that document, that video. It contains the unblurred video. If anyone can download it, it's for everyone to download. So if you are on the side of the truth, you will say Danny Robertson got it from this from Desiree's lawsuit that's available for everyone publicly on Pacer, and anyone can pay for it. Of course, you have to pay for it. And you can download it, and you can you'll have the link to that file. That's if you tell the truth. If you want to lie, you'll say Desiree Perez, the CEO of RocNation, Desiree Perez, sent Danny Robertson the robot the unblurred video, and that's why she got the blurred one. And well, she got the unblurred one and everyone else got the blurred. She's working for Jay-Z and RocNation. And Desiree Perez, the mother of Demoree Hadley, is the CEO of RocNation. So I'm being stalked by RocNation, and they're using Danny Robertson to debunk my videos. So that's the troll. That's the one trolling and lying on me, you see? So I have to deal with these people saying that I garnish their wages. Someone named Bleachy made a whole smear campaign going on and on about saying that I garnish her wages. Like a YouTuber, anonymous YouTuber, somehow garnished her individual wages when she didn't even have a fucking job. Made a fake email, just made up a bunch of fake shit saying I garnished her wages. And everyone said, no, there's no way she garnished her wages. And guess what? At the very end, she says that her wages were garnished, but no one collected any money, and that they garnished her wages, got her checks, but never cashed the checks or never got any money. I'm like, huh? And then she said she filed a police report, and it turned out an elderly man, white man or some man was behind it. But then she says that I'm still behind it somehow. I'm confused. So anyways, that's the Bleachy person. So I keep on dealing with these trolls I call the troll farm, and Jag is one of them. So anyways, I made a video on part 1 discussing this narcissistic troll farm. And by this troll farm, I mean people that are narcissists smear my name in a smear campaign. So now, because I made that part 1, immediately after that, Dusty comes up with this idea. I guess he's gonna have a docu-series or whatever. Hold on.
here, just getting some things clear. I'll fill you in after we finish this here, because I was telling everybody that maybe we'll do a recap video that'll be over on Set in the West with just the documents and just doing a quick run through. So for those who just want to be able to see all of the wording and all of the language and everything that's there. But we wanted to take the time to just walk everyone through the details and the facts here, and then we can short recap over on Set in the West.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, and then we can present all of the documents there.
Hold on one second. I'm still here.
Oh, I'm sure. So yeah, there goes my favorite co-host. ¿Cómo estás? No, but yeah, until next time, we'll see you guys.
But are y'all surprised that they're still together, or do you believe that they are not 100% together, but separate? They're separate, but they're still like hooking up, but they're not like 100% together, if you know what I mean.
Guys soon, and just remember that don't believe the hype. I'm just grateful that Demoree and Javon have the kind of team that they have around them. They have a really, really, really great.
I wonder if you're still speaking to Javon and Demoree and being their mouthpiece, because you're not supposed to. Similar to how Katie is not supposed to have her sister posting for her, the Hadleys are not supposed to have creators out here, you know, being their mouthpiece either. Especially if it comes to attacking others on the opposite side, right? Amon says Jack can afford Pacer. Yeah, Pacer can add up. It's definitely an expense. Now, let me tell y'all, the one that's really trying to is anyone trying to cover that Owens case. Yeah, some places try to overcharge for those Candace Owens documents. But yeah, so some people avoid Pacer and those calls, so they try to just, you know, wait for other creators to post or talk about it, so they don't have to pay for the documents, right? Which is smart. I mean, but if you don't have your own documents, you have to wait for other creators to post documents or give you documents, or you know, and review it first, and then you know.
Attorneys, and they have a wonderful investigative team, you know, but I know it's getting costly for them, because this is just a costly thing, all of it, you know. So please, and thank you for that. Yes, happy birthday, Giovanni. If y'all could just say that in your heart. I don't encourage people to go online talking about and stuff like that, because there's been so many people that have been so disrespectful with the memory of my son, my children as a whole, my family, all of that. So I keep that now to myself until we're ready to do something. Welcome, Zachary. Welcome to Jag Nation. You know, we got to get the revenue up for everything that we do. So for those who really, if you see the fight that people who are in this position have to go through, you know.
If you see the fight that I have to go through, what do you have to go through, Jack? Oh, I know. You have to go through the fact that you have to buy diapers. You're out of money for diapers. What else do you have to go through? What does Jack have to go through? Oh, I know. She needs money because she's on the run from Jay-Z. Jay-Z has never been able to spot her, even though she has went to numerous places and told us her location. But for some reason, Jay-Z cannot track her down. I don't know.
No, we appreciate the donations, but if you want to support, please get a sweatshirt, get a t-shirt. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we can talk about. The question is, what will people, you know, believe? But I'm not interested in making people believe anything anymore. I'm just, you know, all we can do is present and share what we find with you and let you figure it out for yourself. You know, it's so crazy because once upon a time I had said that it would be great if I could get all of the people that followed me to just donate $1 to my company.
I can't get $1 of you. So y'all gonna just watch me and not hit the like button, and I can't get $1 of you. So there you go. Why are you just on here trying to make fun of other people for begging for money and posting cash apps and asking for, you know, yeah, so Jag is back to her $1 of view. So you know what that means. Y'all know what it means when Jag is back to her. So I can't get $1 of you. $1 a view. Jag, we already know what that means. If I say I want $1 from, I can get $1 a view, I'm hoping that like 500 people will send me $1. Hey, 500 people send me $1, now I have $500. So saying $1 is not a humble thing. She even said before she taught TJ how to scam and hustle. You don't ask for a lot, you ask for a little so you can seem humble. And that you're saying that everyone sends you $1 because you're hoping that, hey, people will say, I got more than $1, so I'll send you maybe $5. And you're hoping that a bunch of people will say they'll send you that, and then you got $2,500 by the end of the day because everyone will send you $1 to $5 or whatever else. So you ask for a little, hoping for more, and then you're hoping for plenty of people to fall for it, and then all send you that. So when someone says $1, they actually don't want $1. Do y'all remember when someone actually sent Jag $1 and she went ballistic? When someone actually sent Jag $1, she went ballistic. Okay, so trust and believe, she actually does not just want $1.
And people, oh, she's begging for $1.
$1?
She's begging for $1.
Because you don't want just $1. That's the play. Jag, you have to understand, people know the hustle. Asking for $1. Just like someone is a homeless person, you know, people are in need. They say, you got some spare change, you got some change. They're not really hoping that you just give them some pennies, like a handful of pennies, like some change. When they say change, they're hoping that you'll give them $1, some dollar bills, dollar bill, y'all. $1 or some change. You got some change. It's asking. You're trying to say, hey, I'm that broke that I'll just take $1. I'm that humble to where I just take $1 or some change, but you're hoping that someone will actually give you more money.
But the reason why I said that is because if I could get everyone who believes in me, who really supports me, who follows me, if I could even get 1/3 of that, that would be more than enough money to pay for my legal fees, to be able to get the company off the ground, to be able to put out our own product, to do all the things that we need to do. You know, when you raise a little bit of money.
Oh, I know, I'm gonna sell my salves. Are you gonna be selling your salves, Jag, so you can teach us how to moisturize our skin? Hey, you know, you can get body by Jag, taken care of by Jag. Anybody interested?
At a time, it helps in the short term, but it doesn't help with the long-term goal. And yes, you did. But not necessarily 10 people, because you did it here on YouTube. And by the time YouTube takes their money and then the government takes their money, it's more like $4. So for me, it's we need to raise some cash, because the truth is if we can't afford to hire a full staff.
Hire a full staff. Why do y'all need a full staff? I'm not trying to be mean, but Jag, I don't think you're in a position talking about hiring a full staff. You barely can pay for yourself to stay afloat, keep yourself afloat, much less try to hire other people, and then they got to have a livelihood as well. Do you even pay your mods or give your mods anything? Like, you expect your mod squad to just be your we having a mod squad meeting, mod squad undivided meeting, like meetings all day. Listen, if I ain't getting paid, don't sign me up for no motherfucking meeting. I could be your mod, but listen, I ain't coming to no meeting. I ain't like, am I clocked in? I don't have no mod meetings, because what I look like having a mod meeting, a mandatory mod meeting. What the fuck? Unless somebody getting paid and they on staff and they hire and they clocking in, ain't no damn meetings. But you know, some people, now let me be clear. That's how I run my channel, okay? I run my channel that way. Other people can do their own thing, okay? Like periodically, I can say someone trying to say this or that, but like how Jag was running it, nah. You're doing too much.
We need more time, and we don't have enough time. There's not enough. What we got going on right now, it's not enough. It's just not enough. It's not enough coming in for us to be able to do the things that we need to do. So I don't know why, but this morning I had a dream, and I was spending time, and Giovanni said, "Mom, ask the people to support you."
Oh my gosh. Y'all heard it right. I don't know why, but I had a dream and it said. So now Giovanni is saying she's using Giovanni again, her own font to grift. You cannot make this up. Yeah, diabolical. Massa, and you see how she changed her voice? I had a dream and Giovanni said that ask the people to support you. You know, like her voice changes. Like she's now, Jag. I told you to go back to acting. Just go back to acting. That's your forte.
Ask the people to support you. Ask your taste. He was like, I mean,
y'all listen. Watch how she goes from one voice to the next voice. Okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to laugh, but watch how drastic the voices change. Oh, okay, hold on.
Not necessarily 10 people, because you did it here on YouTube, and by the time YouTube takes their money and then the government takes their money, it's more like $4.
So yes, YouTube takes a big chunk of money. YouTube is greedy. When I say YouTube is greedy, because I actually want to block people from my membership. Yeah, I actually have people I want to block. But YouTube does not let a content creator control their membership. You cannot control your membership and who's in it. Like anyone can just sign up to your membership. It's supposed to be your membership, but technically it's not, because I've asked to block people, I remove people, and they're paying so they can stay. It's like, okay, well, you care about them paying so they can stay. I'm saying take their money and get the fuck out. I want them to take their subscription and get the fuck out of my membership. All of them. And YouTube says nope, they're paying so they can stay in there. Like, so is that really my membership? Not really. It's YouTube's membership that they're just letting me stop. They let me set it up, but they don't let me control it, right? So YouTube cares about the dollar bill, y'all. And I mean, to them, like, well, you know, everybody that pays get access, and then they're gonna get their cut of the money, and that's it. I guess they feel like if you block people or to give people control of blocking members, they're gonna lose money, which is true. They're gonna lose money because I'm gonna block people. And also, to be honest, I feel that I have stalkers that once I block them, they're just gonna create a fake troll page just to join my membership on a troll page. It is what it is. So it's like there's really not a workaround.
So for me, it's we need to raise some cash, because the truth is if we can't afford to hire a full staff, we need more time, and we don't have enough time. There's not enough. What we got going on right now, it's not enough. It's just not enough.
Delmo says it's not like she isn't online multiple times a day, and Lame has a channel. They should be making out pretty well with all themselves, right? And I will say this: content creators, if you're in a certain niche or space, especially where there's vulgarity, cursing, certain things you're going to be seeing, you're not going to make money like that just by making a video. A lot of the times it's basically fan funded. So if people are not funding your channel, you're not going to really make a lot off of ad revenue. Now, if you are in technology, talking about phone reviews and the latest tech stuff, and you're doing reviews and politics, you'll get more ad revenue. On certain topics, when it comes like beef and drama and mess, a lot of times it's not going to be a lot of ad revenue. So you're not going to get money just a lot of times for people just watching the video. You only get money mainly through fan funding, memberships, and things that's funded through your subscribers. So that's why people can say someone can have a lot of subscribers but still not make much, because they're only getting ad revenue and not fan funding. That's why people get on here worried about fan funding, because that's where, especially in some sectors, that's all you're going to really get is fan funding.
It's not enough coming in for us to be able to do the things that we need to do. So I don't know why, but this morning I had a dream, and I was spending time, and Giovanni said, Mom, ask the people that support you. Ask your base. He was like, tell them to do it for me. Don't be afraid. And it's wild because honestly, I'm not very big on going to my support and asking them to do things. Like, I think it's because people have labeled me a fraud and a
See, that's what you're doing wrong. Why would you use your Bonnie's name talking about, oh, he said do it for me? That's where you go wrong when people get sick of you, Jag. That's like a grill. Using your deceased son to say that he came to you in a dream saying to use his name for money grab and a cash grab. People have accused you of that, and now you're actually doing it again. It's sick. And then you're saying that your revenue is down because people have accused you of being a fraud and a scam, when it's clear that you have made your channel a membership channel to where people can't really chat unless they're a member. And on top of that, one person was giving you a bunch of gifted memberships, Dolores or whoever that was. You said that person was a troll. You said it was me. I'm not Dolores or Doris or whatever her name was. Dolores, Doris. She was giving you a bunch of memberships and fan funding, and you call her a troll. And then like that takes away from your revenue, right? So you have made your channel to where I'm not over there watching. I don't know what you're getting fan funding wise, but obviously Jag's money is down because that's why she's been complaining about money. She said she used to make 10,000, but now she's only making 3,000. Most likely her fan funding probably has went down. And with her fan funding down, then she's probably only getting ad revenue, which is just from people watching videos and ads instead of actual fan funding.
Scammer for so long, or tried to make a fraud and a scammer out of me, that I've been afraid to ask, but nobody else is. People in politics, they get to go and ask their base, and they call people multiple times a month. The police, the Fraternal Order of Police, they call people in their base and they ask for money, and half of them they don't even do shit for. Now they'll do stuff for the people that pay the big money under the table, but the people that donate, you may get something to work for you. And so once a month, I think I'm just gonna have a donor day and ask.
Just that once a month you're gonna have a donor day. It's gonna have like what you call it, like a marathon where they have like the whole day feed the children day, where they have like raising funds the whole day, like a what you call it, not a telethon. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, I guess she's gonna have one of those.
Our support base, those who really support us. How many people do we have on this stream? If 50,000 people show up, if we could get half of those people to just donate $1 and say, Jag, keep going.
See, that's what I'm talking about. She's hoping that like 50,000 people, and then even half of that at 25,000 will send her $1, so she'll have $25,000. And by the way, she's hoping that they'll send more than $1. So Jag again is not thinking about low numbers. She's thinking about everybody contributing to the pot, everybody sending $1, so she can get way, way more money. Okay,
Jag, we want to see you win. It's because it's insane. I got a bunch of this lawsuit stuff to deal with. All of this stuff is to slow us down and keep us from doing what we're doing. And I've invested a lot.
What lawsuit stuff to deal with? Ashley Parham, you send in one page of a declaration with some exhibits, and then Brian McKnight. Oh, are you talking about Brian McKnight and how you might have to respond to Brian McKnight?
And I've sacrificed a lot. And I really haven't asked for what I'm worth. Not at all. Especially when you consider the amount of people that have made so much money off of my name. So going into this Sabbath, my prayer is, I've got millions of views on multiple platforms, multiple channels. If I could get 100,000 people right now in the next month to just donate $1. And understand this, a donation is a donation.
A donation is a donation. like Umar Johnson used to do teledons and has a loyal donors club. So I was surprised that she has been looking at Dr. Umar, and saying, "Oh, this is what he does to collect money." I wouldn't bet, because look, if he has collected millions, Jag is feeling like, oh, I think she did make a comparison between her and Umar before. Like, if she can only get like a certain percentage of what he got. So Jag would definitely like to be a Dr. Umar, to where she could get millions in donations, because child should be living la vida loca, okay?
People have the right to collect $15,000 worth of gifts without taxation in the United States. So it's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to cost me anything. It's just a gift. And not only that, we are a nonprofit. We actually are registered. We actually have our paperwork. So whether or not you just want to send a gift or a donation, from here on out, I'm going to start asking. You got a viewer discretion warning? Why? Are you serious, Not Your Angel? They age restricted this video? What was said and done in this video that will require an age restriction? I know. Everything that we've said and done has been under community guidelines, which pretty much means that whoever has been monitoring this live has been age restricting this live, because they don't want the truth to get out.
Here we go. The truth to get out. What is the actual truth the truth that I work for Jay-Z, RocNation, and I got a unblurred video of what happened to Demoree Hadley with her abusive husband, because Desiree Perez, the CEO of RocNation, sent it to me to go out the Jag and Demoree. Oh, okay, that truth.
No wonder the numbers are so low today. Our numbers are never this low. Isn't that funny? No, Angel. It's intentional. You know, something that we've discovered and we've noticed.
Okay, don't give Jag any ideas. Had gonna open a fake school too. Don't give her any ideas, because before we know it, she'll be trying. Oh my gosh, don't give her any ideas. We're gonna see a GoFundMe tomorrow with Jag starting the Jaguar Wright School of Hogwarts or something. Please stop. Don't give her no tips.
But I just had to check right quick. Something that we've noticed is that every time we do an update, or we title our lives saying it's an update for Demoree, the numbers are down significantly. A lot of the times they try to kill the monetization. They don't want the truth to get out. So I don't know.
Now they did register the cruelty free, so it is registered, but to be honest, I can't remember what exactly it is. I will have to double check, but the cruelty free is registered as something.
No, maybe we're gonna have to change the titles. But what I will ask is
you see what the collusion that goes on with, and I was gonna bring that up earlier, how if you got certain people connected with certain entities, media organizations, etc., you ever wonder why the Demoree Hadley story on YouTube did not get the numbers like it normally would, even though the Barbs and everyone shared it, etc. You wonder why? So yeah, we just gotta move a little bit differently, you know?
I know. The question is why? Why? What are we saying that's so terrible?
If it's got age restriction, we'll just go.
The thing about the Demoree Hadley case that's not as interesting is because it's like a dramatic in a Lifetime movie sort of thing, but there is not a lot of mystery as to what's happening, because the mother, Desiree Perez, is already, everyone knows what the mother is doing. There's evidence what she's doing. There's nothing to solve, or there's no mystery or nothing to figure out. On social media, people are trying to figure things out and like investigate or look into things and just have discussions. But that case is pretty much laid out as to what's happening. So once you read it, then there's nothing really to investigate. Like, who's the one that, if people were trying to figure out who had her Baker acted, then that would be different. But people know who had her Baker acted. People know about the surveillance on her. People know. Like, the story is there. There's nothing further to just do but update. Jag was hoping that this would be a viral story, which it did go viral as far as the Barbs and Nicki Minaj and some others posting it. But she was hoping it would be like a whole Diddy. You know how like the Diddy trial, Diddy case? She was hoping that everyone would be talking about it and RocNation and this and that she'll be the leader of this whole conversation. But it's not getting that much attention, and she's not getting, she's not really. Nicki Minaj got more attention than she did.
Go ahead and, we know what we need to do, and then what needs to happen is
why would it be?
We need to get some information. We need to get some information from people behind the scenes. That's what I was talking about, because they're obviously chokeholding this, and it's really for no reason. It's not like we're talking about secret government.
You just cut all the way out. Or maybe we are talking about secret government stuff that they don't want nobody to know about. I don't know, Auntie Leah. I tell you one thing. For this supposed to be a place where the Constitution starts off, and then the First Amendment to be free speech, and people are constantly being suppressed, people are constantly being shut down. Some trolls just bounced. Yeah. YouTube is bought and paid for, in my opinion. I think we should wrap this up and I'll holler at you. Because I think we need to try a little experiment. I think we might need to do this again. Just do it in a different way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys later. Talk to you in a few. And bye. What's this all about? What was that record that we were working on? What was that record we were working on? Oh, geez, Louise, that ain't nowhere near. Man, I'll tell you, I be needing glasses, G. Here we go. Let's see what's in here. What is this? I don't even remember. Oh my God! This is us live oh my God, in Edmonton. I forgot all about that. Ain't that wild? I ain't playing it though. It's one of them you have to be there things.
Okay, let's move on to the next part. Okay, and we're also gonna get into I gotta look at my title to see what else I have in my title. I definitely want to talk about, before we end that, Demoree Hadley. Let me actually give you an update on Dr. Bober. Okay, about Dr. Bober, he's the one that's the psychiatrist, the medical doctor, of course, for mental health. And in this lawsuit, he's one of the many people the plaintiff, Demoree Hadley, is suing. The main issue around him is that the plaintiff, Demoree Hadley, claims that he played a role in having her Baker acted. And that's pretty much where you involuntarily hold someone on a psychiatric hold when someone is seen as a danger to themselves or others. So in the new document filing, it's a reply to the plaintiff's response, and the plaintiff had argued pretty much. against his earlier motion to dismiss. Now he's firing back. Okay, so he filed a motion to dismiss, and then the plaintiffs filed a reply to his motion to dismiss, and then he's filing a reply back to that. And he's pretty much saying her arguments don't hold up, and gave explanations as to why. And he's saying that she's blaming me for things I was not accused of. The plaintiff latest facts section says things like he lured her to Marina, he sent a crisis unit to drag her to a hospital, but those details are not even in her complaint. They talk about other defendants, not Bober. So he's pretty much saying that she's mixing him into things that he was never accused of. Now, one thing you cannot do is you cannot file a lawsuit against someone and later in replies change your accusations against the person or add on additional complaints or issues. Whatever you have to say about them as far as complaints have to be in your initial complaint. If it's not, you have to amend it and file the amended complaint. And then that can now take the place of the original. But after a certain number of times, sometimes twice or once, whatever, it depends on if the defendant allow you to or the judge allows you to amend the complaint. You can no longer amend it. So from that point on, you cannot add in new things and new allegations that's not in the original complaint. So he's saying that she accused him of things in the complaint, but now later on, after he filed a motion to dismiss, in her response, she is accusing him of additional things that he wasn't added to previously, and that's not allowed. The second thing is he's pretty much was saying that, she was saying the plaintiff says that the Baker Act was wrongful, but in her complaint, she also accused him of things like prescribing or ordering meds. And that counts as medical treatment. And if, that will actually fall under some sort of medical malpractice and other things. And she's not following certain rules. If you want to sue someone for medical malpractice, you have to follow certain procedures and requirements to do that. And he's pretty much saying that she's not following that procedure to sue him for medical malpractice, which would be giving her meds or ordering meds or prescribing certain things. Pretty much he's saying if you're suing me as a doctor, you got to follow that the rules that are required to be followed to sue doctors. And he's saying that she did not do that. And then another thing he was saying was that there's conspiracy stuff involved and the conspiracy claims are weak, and accusing him of being a part of a grand conspiracy is not properly pled. Whenever you plead something like it's not properly pled or outlined to be considered a legal or valid claim. You have to make sure your claims are actually valid and understandable and pled right. She didn't really give any evidence or good evidence of this whole conspiracy. We saw this in the whole Diddy trial, where it's hard to actually put together that there's some sort of conspiracy. It has to be well laid out and well worded and well stated, and you have to let people know how this conspiracy is all working. If it's not well planned and outlined, then it's not going to be a really good claim. All right. And he's saying it was pretty much saying it was vague. Like, you can't just say I work in you can't say that I'm a part of a conspiracy. He's pretty much saying you cannot say I'm a part of a conspiracy without actually proving that I'm a part of the conspiracy with evidence. Anyone can say anything they want to or have any accusations or speculation. But in the court of law, preponderance of evidence takes place. In criminal cases, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. But in civil, it's the preponderance of evidence has to take place, or it has to be there, that there's conspiracy. You have to have this evidence backing it. So speculation, assumptions don't work. Where's the evidence? And then, of course, another one he was saying was that the law allows quick action in a crisis, and a full examination wasn't required because the law allows sometimes for doctors to make quick decisions or quick actions in a crisis without having a full examination, because she was saying that she never got fully evaluated from Dr. Boba for him to make any decisions on her. For a Baker Act, the standard is very low. It just requires a reason to believe someone is in danger or a danger to others. We've seen that with white warrants. All you gotta do is for a white warrant is call and say certain things or mention certain things about the person's behavior, and then it is kind of low to get someone a white warrant on someone. It is. Sometimes there's not even a full evaluation or anything. It's just someone that over 18 or whatever requirements they have in a jurisdiction, saying that this person is a danger to themselves or others, and sometimes even a lower bar than that, and someone could be Baker acted. Now, here's what I think. I think that he's going to have a hard time he's the main person as a psychiatrist and a doctor that's going to have trouble weaseling out of this, because as a doctor, you hold certain, you're supposed to follow certain morals and principles and guidelines and ethical codes, and violating that is really problematic. So he probably should not have got involved in this, especially as a psychiatrist. That's years of education, years of research, years of papers after papers. I can only imagine how hard and much work he had to put into being a psychiatrist, only for him to just, I don't know, be involved in this. Not good. But he has some good points, okay? So altogether, he's pretty much saying that Demoree Hadley is misrepresenting what her complaint says. She's not following the right protocols to actually sue a doctor for medical malpractice. This is not how you go about it. She's not backing up any conspiracy bullshit with her actual receipts. People get on here and say conspiracies all the time, but where are the receipts to back it? And for a Baker Act, he said he didn't need to do a full evaluation of her, just to Baker Act her. So anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the next part. Okay, hold on.
Oh my goodness, what is that record that we was working on? I can't even remember. I got so many different storage files, G. I got so many different storage files. I'm gonna have to look all over the place for that drink. You know what? I don't even think I got it on here. I don't. Yeah, it's on my other drive, and I don't have that one uploaded here. Ain't that crazy? What do I got here? There is so many records over the years that Oh no, here it is. I found it. This joint, you remember this joint? Are they really doing that? Are they really doing that on Instagram? You play original music, and they give you a quota of how much original music you can play on Instagram. And it's your music? Are you serious? Yo, Instagram wildin', Jay. Instagram ain't what it used to be, I tell you, boy. And Shluminati put a hand on everything. Shluminati put a hand on everything, tear everything up, mess it all up. I swear to God, man. It's just, it be whatever it be. It be whatever it be. But exactly since when? That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, no, I was just stepping in for a second. I'm going to be coming back to IG a little bit more. I know I really don't be over here. No, but for real though, because I don't like being over here. Because over here is a scavenger ground. Every time I come over here and I do a live, guess what happens? Like 150 content creators from YouTube come over here. They record everything that I'm saying, and then they take it back and they put it on their channels on YouTube and be making a buck with it.
Ah, poor Jackie. Oh my gosh. So she is wanting to go over there because she's like so mad. Like, people get so mad because people do commentary on their videos, and if they get fan funding or some money with it. Meanwhile, they don't have an issue with doing the same thing. Content is content. For example, in her own video, she used me as her content. Did she not? For a portion of her video and her whole thing, she took a screenshot from my video She came up to my channel, took a screenshot of my Demoree Hadley video from months ago, and then made up a whole story about my screenshot and my video and my content that's false, and made a whole thing out of it. Yeah, so that was part of her content. And then there's another video a couple of days ago where she was doing something else with my name. To be honest, I didn't review the video and I forgot what it was. But yeah. So with that being said, Jag is always like, oh, someone used me as content, but then on the other hand, she uses everybody else for her content whenever she feels like it. There are screenshots, take screenshots of my chat, and just whatever she wants to do. It's fine, okay, for her to do it to everybody else, but then she doesn't want the same done to her. A mess.
That's why I don't be over here no more, because YouTube scavengers. Straight rap. Shluminati got me messed up. They got me messed up. I don't know if any of these platforms is better. All of them got hella trolls on them. All of them be jacking. All of them, like, it's crazy, man. Like, if I come over here, I literally have to make sure that whatever I do over here is totally copywritten. So I can go over here and strike these fools on Instagram and be like, you ain't making no money off my back. Yo, people have made hundreds of thousands of dollars on YouTube off of my Instagram content. It never broke me down. As for real, why I don't be over here?
So people have this whole thing to where if you use someone's video, that you should pay that person money. That's not how it works. That's like asking TMZ to pay any celebrity that they photograph, or should I say the news, that they report on someone, do commentary on certain things, that they're supposed to pay whoever they're talking about. So let's say the news is reporting on Hugo, the guy that unalived Dakari Thompson. And are they supposed to pay that guy money when they're using stuff from his social media? They're using stuff from his pages and stuff about him. Are they supposed to pay him money? No. Again, news people, media, YouTubers, vloggers giving commentary, that's their channel, that's their work, that's what they do. They are commentators, they are vloggers, they're reporters, they're doing whatever they're doing on their channel, and whatever they earn belongs to them. Y'all need to start with the pocket watching and the entitlement to where you believe that what someone does on their channel belongs to you. That's like Trevor Green. Shout out to Trevor Green. Trevor Green is someone that is using my content from my videos, such as my interviews and things I've done with Jag on the channel primarily, right? And Trevor Green is making animations, and I know as a person that edits that's taking a lot of time and even some money to make those videos that Trevor Green is making. Time, effort, and money that they're putting into those videos. And yes, it's my content they're using. However, I don't expect Trevor Green to send me any money. It never crossed my mind that they owe me any money or owe me anything for using the videos. That's their work and that's their productions. Now, if they use a video of mine straight up, like just take my video, like let's say they take my SIP interview and they just post it on their channel. They didn't make an animation, they just stole my whole video. Now that's different. But if someone has taken time to make the video into their own commentary, their own other whatever, that's their prerogative. I don't give a fuck. Now, that's for people. Now, I will be honest. If you are someone I consider my 3 stalkers, then you are the exception. Once you are one of those 3 stalkers, then you're someone that I'm not talking about. Everyone else, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Those 3 stalkers, I care, because I already told y'all it's the principle of the matter that if you're a stalker and you're accusing me of being a stalker, then stay away from my channel. I stay away from you. You stay away from me. I don't want any connection, and that includes stay off my shit. But everyone else, I don't give a fuck. Okay, but yeah, I don't expect any money from Trevor Green. That's stupid. That's their videos, that's their work and their time and their effort. I'm not making those videos, so why should I get money from their time and energy? So what's happening is these people are online and they think just because you use their videos and give commentary on it, that now you owe them money. Now, sometimes I can, sometimes I give people money for using their videos only if I feel like it, and only if I feel like me as a bigger creator, that I will obviously, as a bigger creator with more attention and their channel is small, sometimes I will give smaller creators money. Even for them coming on my panel, I would give people money. People will tell you, hey, I came on Danny's panel and she gave me some money. Because you're on my channel, you're on my panel, and you have time is money. So I will break people off a little something. And that's just who I am. But ultimately, if somebody uses my content on their channel, I never expect a dime from that person for using my content, because they're giving commentary, they're giving their opinion, they're giving their thoughts, they're putting in their work. Whatever they're doing with it is theirs. As long as they're actually doing something. There are some people that just play the video, they don't talk, they don't give commentary, they don't do nothing, they just listen to the video and like eat food the whole time. That's not commentary. Like, I'm talking about people that actually do commentary. Like, when I do people's videos, I give commentary. I talk a lot. I'm actually putting in work when I'm using people's videos. I'm showing receipts, I'm breaking stuff down, I'm educating, I'm doing a lot with the video. I'm not just watching it like a watch party. Just like Trevor Green is over there, they're putting in work. They're not just watching my video; they're actually making it into animations. That's time and effort. So don't be lazy now. Actually, give commentary. Okay, hold on.
For real, that's why I don't be over here. I ain't gonna lie. Bunch of thieves. You know what I'm saying? On some Prince. Love come quick. Love come in a hurry. There are thieves in the temple tonight. They don't care what they steal, just as long as they hurt you. There are thieves in the temple tonight. I'm telling you. Hungry hippo stealing. It's a mess. I can't be messing with these fools. It's crazy, yeah. So anyway, but I'll be over here a little bit more, and I guess I'm gonna.
Exactly, there will be no news if that's the case. That's why the people that's why I'm telling y'all there's a lot of narcissists on here, and people that are, and not just narcissists, people that have an entitlement. They just feel entitled to everything around them and everybody, and I don't have that entitlement. If it's on my channel, what I'm doing on my channel, I feel entitled because it's my channel. It's called my channel. But if it's someone else's channel, why am I gonna feel entitled to what they get on their channel? Okay, if I play my video and I get $0, and you play my video and you get 100, then that means your fans love you and your fans want to support you. That's called fan funding. So your fans is funding you. Like, what's that got to do with me? That's your channel. Okay, whoever's channel it is on and working on, that's their money, that's their things. Like, people need to stop pocket watching other people. That's the problem with YouTube and Jag too. Okay, if it's not on my channel, I don't give two fucks. Because what's that got to do with me? Okay,
I have to do, like, I'll be doing stuff over here that I don't care if they use over there, probably because I already have it like published on Patreon. So if they take it over here, then I can just go and strike them over there. It's too much work. Like, it really is too much work. Shabbat shalom, y'all. Assalamu alaikum. I mean, it's like, oh, I'm safe. I'm always safe. I'm at the studio, G. Like, I finally got my new studio. Studio. Hey. Like, for real. Like,
yeah, Brian McKnight. And Brian McKnight gonna be taking it too. Brian McKnight, you heard that, Brian McKnight? Yeah, Jag got a new studio. Okay, line them pockets up so he can run them pockets out.
Like, it's fixing to go down. 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 Like, for real. I can't do too much because people be nosy and they be trying to figure out, how to harass me in real life. But no, it's going down. Mike about to get plugged up. Like, I'm so excited. My favorite engineer is gonna be working tonight. And yeah, I don't know if we got the
yeah, last time you said you had a studio and you were at this one apartment that I popped. Well, me and an Avenger popped. And that wasn't a real studio. And even Tammy Wallace said it smelled stink when she went there. And it wasn't it was like dingy and stink.
Set up to where I'm cool with it. I might go live while we record a little bit. I might. Just a little bit. A little bit. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, man. I just wanted to come in and say Shabbat Shalom. I'm like, where am I? I'm in my skin. That's pretty much where I stay, in my skin. Yeah, no, I got this steak. I got this T-bone steak that I'm about to lay out. I got some roast harvest vegetables. I got some really, really, really good corn. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to do rice or mashed potatoes. I think I might just do rice because the corn really has enough starch in it. And with that steak, it's going to be out of control. I got truffle. Like any. Yeah, no, like it's crazy. My voice has gone up a whole octave. Like
So now she's saying that she has quit smoking and drinking and sucking dick. Oh wait, I forgot she didn't say that. My part. She said she has quit smoking and drinking and she's still on that Bobby spitting out weed though. Well, you know, okay, let's be honest here. She said she quit drinking and smoking and her voice has improved. Okay. Okay, so that's what she said. Hold on.
Mike about to get plugged up. Like, I'm so excited. My favorite engineer is gonna be working tonight. And yeah, I don't know. If we got the setup to where I'm cool with it, I might go live while we record a little bit. I might. Just a little bit. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, man. I just wanted to come in and say Shabbat Shalom. I'm like, where am I? I'm in my skin. That's pretty much where I stay, in my skin. Yeah, no, I got this steak. I got this T-bone steak that I'm about to lay out. I got some roast harvest vegetables. I got some really, really, really good corn. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to do rice or mashed potatoes. I think I might just do rice because the corn really has enough starch in it. And with that steak, it's going to be out of control. I got truffle. Like anything. Truffle. Yes. So yeah, no, it's awesome. Now, life is dope. I'm great. Everything's good. You know, trust me, no news is good news. Well, of course I'm going to put the steak on the grill. What did you think I was going to do? I ain't doing it on a stove. Like, y'all really be tripping. But, yeah, like, no, everything is good. No news with me is good news. Mashed potatoes and corn is always the bomb. But that's the thing. It's starch. And I'm really, I mean, because I don't know how many of y'all know, but I quit smoking. Like, period. Like, I'm on a full detox. No smoking, no drinking.
Cough, bullshit. I smell bullshit. Take the poll. Did Jag quit chain smoking and smoking? Did she quit smoking? Did y'all believe Jag quit smoking? All she did was smoke. And somebody said, I think it was Nitty, if you have proof, send it to my inbox. If y'all have seen Jag smoking or hear her lighting up that match that she is always broken, her matches don't be working. If you see Jag smoke or drink, hit me up on IG at Danny Robinson YT. Hit me up on IG at Danny Robinson YT.
No cigarettes, no cannabis, no nothing. I'm approaching 3 months. And yeah, no, like, it's crazy. My voice has gone up a whole octave. Like, my natural timbre has now switched up. And it's crazy. So, like, with what I got going on with my voice right now, I know I am definitely not going back to nicotine. I will not be going back to cigarettes. Like, not at all. I made enough excuses to do it.
Yeah, you quit weed and, well, you didn't quit weed. You quit nicotine just to be on the crackety crack. So is it crack now? I'm just kidding. I don't believe Jag because she did a competency evaluation before, and when the psychiatrist was evaluating her, she said that she hadn't had a drink in a long time or since a certain time. But then he asked a follow-up question. You know how they try to trick you or ask trick questions or trip you up asking the same question but in a different way, and it's like and later. And she messed up as far as when she last had a drink. So I don't really believe her.
Long enough, and considering that I did it cold turkey, like, yeah, I ain't playing with it. I'm done. You know, when I think about just where my voice is right now,
so if she did, congrats to her, but I don't believe shit Jack said, just like she tried to growth off of Giovanni's name yet again. So no, I don't believe that she quit smoking or drinking.
So excited to record on the mic, you know? Like if I were to sing, and I really do, I love Kim Burrell's rendition, I just do. Because I sang this when I was sick in the hospital years ago, and they were trying to give me bad news, and I sang this song every day, and I went home, and I sang Kim Burrell's rendition. And I'm not saying that her rendition healed me, but because I loved her rendition so much, I allowed those words, you know? Oh, I trust me, honey, I have to stay hydrated, especially where I live. You cannot be playing around with hydration where I live. I am too old to be catching, a heat stroke. Way too old, but not just my voice, you know. Tragedies are commonplace. All kinds of diseases.
Legina, lasagna. Why you saying? Oh, I forgot. It's saying. Oh, I thought it was Legina for a second. My bad, Jack. I thought it was Legina. I thought it was throat lozenge in need of a lozenge. Oh, my bad. Continue on. My bad.
People are slipping away. The economy's down, and people can't get a break. But that's for me. All you can see.
So, has Jag's voice improved because she put down the nicotine in the fentanyl weed? My. I suggest you put down the crack and the meth and the weed too, and you know, the fentanyl, the lace weed, you know, the weed that got the crack in it. Put it down. Put down the pipe. You might have to try something else. Have you tried tea? Jennifer Lewis, you know, at one point she was saying she forgot her tea, and that's why her throat was messed up. Try a little bit of tea, hot tea, and put some honey in it. And then the best advice I can give you is to actually take some crazy glue, and then you put it at the very top of your bottom lip, right? A line straight across. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna press your lips together and then hold it tight for 30 seconds until the bond takes a hold. And then whatever you do, don't try to open your mouth up and shut up. Shut the fuck up, okay? That's the best solution to your singing. Just don't sing no more, okay? Oh shit.
Thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. You know, we realize there are folks without homes, and people are in the streets, and the drug habits, some say they just cannot be aimed. There are muggers and robbers, and no place seems to be safe.
I see what you're trying to do. I can see the attempt, and what you're actually trying to do is just not there. But I can we give her a participation trophy, just like her participation defender or freedom award? Can we give her participation? So yeah, we gotta be nice. You don't want her to walk away with nothing. You know, you gotta give her a little participation trophy. Shout out to Lewis. Thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. As love our community. Thank you, Danny. Oh, you're welcome. And I'm glad you love it. And everybody else, remember, support my channel for free just by hitting the like button. I mean, General Michael Flynn gave Jag a participation defender or freedom award, so we can just give her, you know, an honorary participation trophy for attempted to sing. Okay.
Well, God, you been my protection every step of the way, and I gotta say thank you, Lord, for all you.
Y'all know the rules, right? If someone is singing to the Lord, yes, if they're singing to the Lord, you cannot talk about how they're singing, and you cannot talk bad about a gospel song for the Lord. Y'all can, when somebody in church, you cannot, I don't care how bad someone sing, how horrible they sing, how bad they roar and croak and bark, woof, woof, woof. Ee-haw, ee-haw, and how they sound like a donkey. You gotta just be nice to the donkey. Let the donkey ee-haw, ee-haw. You can't say nothing but fix it, Jesus, and bless your heart. So if you cannot sing, my advice is to be a gospel singer. And that's what I told Jag. I told her that she should be a gospel singer because it's more forgiving. It's forgiven because we as Christians are taught to be forgiven of those who cannot sing. Yes. Now, what you can do is record it and put it on social media, let everybody else roast and toast the person. But you in that church hat, fix it, Jesus, cannot give a negative talk, okay? You know, a complaint. Unless if you are elder in the church, if you are elder and you're the elder, you know who the elder is. The older lady in the church with her head tilted so far. I mean, her head tilted so far, and the only thing you can see is the side of her head and the side of her hair. And she over there, like, you know, and then she get that look. So she the only one that can give judgment. Everybody else can't give judgment. She the only one that can give judgment. And everybody know her faces and her looks. Like, yeah, that one. Okay.
For me, oh, it could have been me. How those doors. Even though there wasn't for lack of trying, a lot of people tried to make me homeless. No food and no clothes, and I still have clothes, even with all the stuff that's been stolen from me. Oh, left alone without a friend, and I still have more friends than I thought I'd ever have. Oh, just another number with a tragic ending, but God, you would not see it.
Okay, I'm done torturing y'all. Let me skip forward. I meant to torture y'all for, you know, just a minute, okay? Let me fast forward. Hold on.
You keep on keeping me. And I gotta say thank you, Lord, for
yes, Lord. Yes.
Your Lord, gotta say thank you, Lord, for all you've done.
Yes, Lord. Yes. Hold on.
Thank you, Lord.
Oh my God, girl, you scared me a second, ready? You scared me. You scared me.
Oh, you've done for me.
Yeah, to be honest, Jack, your voice has changed. Just right there, we hit that one note, that high note. You sound like Whitney Houston. So you quitting smoking and quitting drinking. You sound like Whitney Houston a little bit.
You know, it's just practicing. And it's funny because I'm still working through.
You sound like Whitney Houston and The Preacher's Wife, and that's one of my favorite movies, The Preacher's Wife. Girl, go Jag, go.
My sinuses, but ever since I stopped drinking and stopped smoking, all of the inflammation and all of the mucus that I was having, it's really, really, really subsiding. So now it's just relearning my voice. It's funny. It's like I got a new voice all over again. Yeah, it's crazy, but I'm learning, and it's just the control because my voice gets so big. And like even just now, like
wait, you said you were controlling your voice, so you're telling me that you said you had control of your voice. You had control over what was coming out of your vocal cords at that moment when you were just hollering and screaming and moaning and groaning and whatever you call that singing you was doing. Child, don't say you had control. I would have said you didn't have control of what was coming out your throat. Make up excuse or justification. Okay.
I was sitting there trying to wrangle it in. I wasn't trying to get too loud with it because now that I have access to my lungs, like in full capacity, like I don't want to get too loud. But if I were to go, to God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory for all the things. And see, there's a whole nother version that I've been doing and I'm working out on this, but you know. And it's just, yeah, like, so I really, really, really have to like.
Child, yeah. So she quit smoking and drinking. Congrats on your sobriety, child. So, anyways, did Jag quit drinking and smoking? Look at the poll. 12% says yes, 84% says no, and 5% says no. Thinking about it, and my vote is no. So I don't believe it. And if you actually now, if you had a song really good and you sounded good, I would have believed that something improved. But it sounds to me you got worse, and I'm not saying this just because you're you and I'm me. I'm being honest. It seems like you got worse, or maybe it's a song. Sometimes it's the song choice. Yeah, I think it's a song choice or just her vocals. I would try another song that feels more safe. What's a song for someone with the like I don't know, but yeah, choose another song and try again.
No, the other day I was practicing and I literally made the window shake again. It's been so long since my voice, the decibels have got up there where I've actually been able to make the window shake. It's been a minute.
Yeah, she said she was saying it so loud, or she was saying that the windows were shaking. Girl, you about to tear that whole house down because it's just that horrible, okay? And maybe that was your breath. You know that one, little wolf. You know, I'm a huff and I'm a puff and I'm gonna blow your whole house down. And it huffed and then it puffed and then it blew the whole house down. So that was you. You was the wolf that I'm a huff and I'm a puff and I'm gonna blow this whole house down. And that's what you was doing. So the whole house was shattering. The window. That's like a scary movie. Once upon a time ago in a faraway land, there was a house in the middle of the woods. And in that house was a Jacqueline Suzette Wright. And one day after she quit smoking for one day, she decided to try her vocal cords out and sing. Because someone whispered in her ear and said, "Sing, bald-headed bitch, sing." And she just felt like she had to sing. And you know what they say, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. So she opened her mouth and she started singing, and the window started breaking and shattering. The roof flew off. The whole house just started rattling and shaking back and forth. And ghosts and demons and spirits came out of nowhere. That sounds like a scary movie to me.
It's been a minute. So yeah, no, like I'm having fun. And I'm back in the stew, and I got my favorite engineer. And I got some heat. I got some heat to record. So And I got a fun new way that I'm going to be sharing music. I hope you guys are going to like it. And I hope you guys are going to, want to get into it. Actually, I'm hoping some of you guys are going to want to emulate it because it's really going to piss the industry off. I don't know if y'all know, but I really, like, my whole life's mission is to literally, what? When I think of home, I think of a place.
Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm pulling up the Candace Owens because I have to briefly discuss that. I did put it in my title. Hold on.
And suddenly, oh, finds a new meaning. Time being a friend, yeah, and start all over again. Yeah, like I'm gonna think about it because that's Stephanie. That's Stephanie, and Auntie Stephanie is someone that I respect so much. Like, there's some songs I hate. I don't want to cover. I like the way they sound with the person that sings them. And for me, Home and Stephanie Mills, like, God forbid, if she should ever leave and transition out of this place, that would probably be the only time that I would even think about covering that record. Because as long as she's alive, I would never record that record. Never. Not as long as she's alive. And that's just real. So, I'm actually doing a gospel project. I was singing the gospel song that I'm recording tonight. Like, y'all be tripping. Y'all be missing everything. I don't get it.
Oh my gosh. Poor Jag. She actually, is planning on doing gospel. Oh, I think she saw all the stuff about my gospel songs and my gospel music. Now she actually wants to do a gospel album. Jag, you actually took the advice to do a gospel. Oh, I feel a little bit bad now because she took the advice and she still sounds like a frog. Ribbit. I feel bad now, y'all. She took the gospel advice. Oh, poor Jaggy. Listen, take the advice of a gospel song because I love the Lord. Yes. Won't he do it? Now listen, I love gospel music, but please, Jag, you still got to choose the right song for you. Not every song is for you. You got to pick the right one. So you got to pick one that's right for your voice. Don't think that you can get out here singing any gospel song because it's gospel. Because in church, people can't shut you down and make you take a seat without looking, evil and demonic. But on YouTube and on social media, nobody ain't gonna really buy your album or listen to the song if you're on there croaking. Okay, they're gonna So yeah, she took the advice of a gospel album, but my new advice is gospel, but don't go to no high notes because every time you try to go to them high notes got you sound like a coyote. Okay, don't get on here sound like a coyote.